Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry we're a little bit late tonight. We had a we had a date night, so screen all set up. Why is it always wanting to do everything? Jesus. Yeah, our apologies. Did we get some people up in the beach? Yeah, we had a we had a date night tonight. It was pretty great. We checked out some things that we've never done before. So oh, okay, so sounds on. My bad. We had a good time. Yeah, we we had some really good food, and then went to a speakeasy, and then went to a arcade bar. It's pretty cool. Hope everybody's doing well. Got nobody so far. It's just me,
Heard you in here talking at it.
pretty much. Move on. Hey, what's up, PNW? Hey, thanks so much for the package, dude. The Bloodwood and the Red Cedar are amazing. I'm really curious. I haven't looked it up yet. I'm gonna go ahead and look it up to see if anybody's ever done Red Cedar knife handles, because I have an idea for that cedar and I don't know how it's going to work. Sure as shit, people have used red cedar. Oh, shit. Hey, Lena. Oh, dude, I did as soon as we opened up the package. Alina, stop. So, just Googling cedar scales for knives. Cedar is widely known for making knife handle applications.
There you go.
Its natural toughness, it resists warping, sagging, and water damage. Fuck yeah. What I think with that cedar, because it's not really a softwood, but the grains are so close to the surface. I'm thinking that I can put it into my sandblasting cabinet, and I can get almost like a rubber texture from like exposing those grains with sandblasting. We'll see. They look fucking beautiful on knife scales.
Give you a hug.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm for sure gonna have some fun with the red cedar.
You found yourself.
Old rasp knife with red cedar handles. I can't do anything like that. That's crazy. No, dude, it was super nice of you, and I really appreciate it. I'm interested in seeing what you do with them. Same. Yeah, the bloodwood works great for knife handles as well. Extremely dense, bloodwood serves as a more than reliable material for any knife handle application. Hardwood flooring, furniture, fine musical instruments, custom trims, knife handles. Hell yeah. I'm I may have a new favorite wood. It may be bloodwood. We'll have to see how it finishes. But I'm super excited about it. And those weren't small chunks either, sir. So here's the question I have for you, because I'm sending you a knife. Now you said I don't have to, but I'm sending you a knife. Do you like Jade G10? So it looks like Jade, but it's G10, or Micarta better? And if you say no to either of those, then I can just make you another one, because there's a knife model that I think would be really good for you. Oh yeah, that's a valid point. Never mind. Oh, dude, man, I make some tiny knives, so, and worst comes to worst, I can always use material. You actually like my card? Okay. Worst comes to worst, I can always use a bolster material and put another piece of something else with it. So, but what I think would be best for you, he said he likes my card. So, but valid point. I didn't even think about that. I know. So I have a model that is called the Incline. And essentially what it is a box cutter slash carving tool. I don't really have a good picture on here of the Incline. That's the mini. I do on Facebook though. So, uno momento, por favor. Excuse me. Damn it, kitty. So this is that's a old, way older version of that. Never mind. I showed it on my TikTok. So I can actually show it on this picture. So I saw the incline before when you were soaking it, or I believe I saw it. It looked like Kiridashi in a way. It is a Kiridashi. So yeah, I've got that picture of it soaking with Lauren's knife. That's actually a better option to show. Bum 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 bum. I think it was. I sent the pictures to you, right, Alina? I should too. See, man, the incline. It's a Kiridashi. It's good carving. Um, what's going on? Hey T.
Hey, T.
So once I get this all finished out, which is the redesign of my incline, that'll be sent to you, sir. Because being nice gets rewarded. So, not that you were doing that for that reason, but you scratch my back, I'm gonna scratch yours.
Don't mind me over here eating. So if you hear crunching,
How was it after heating it back up?
it's good. The fries are really good. And also, the slaw on the sandwich
Choice.
is really good. It's spicy, but
Oh yeah.
the air
Fries came out perfect in
Yeah.
the air fryer. Oh yeah. We never have to throw away fries again. That was really good. I got no. I'm sorry.
See what I mean with the slaw on there?
That mustard's really good. I'm not a huge mustard fan. Mm-hmm. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, so the first incline I ever sold, I sold to a guy who does resin work. And he loves it. He was like, I use it every day. And he makes some really cool stuff. And that was my thought process. It was like something that's not super aggressive that can be used as like a box cutter. And he was like, no, dude, this is perfect for like intricate carvings on resin and shit like that. And I was like, oh. So I accidentally made a utility knife for other makers. Sweet. What is this stuff called? It's Danny, but
Oh, Glowman?
Glowman Dan. I'd have to go way back into his pictures to like show it. Because he showed off as soon as I sent it to him. But he makes some really cool stuff. If you're on Facebook, go check out Glowman Dan. This was like 2 years ago. So I'm gonna be searching for a little bit. Honestly, it would probably make more sense just for me to go to my messenger. Of course, it's gonna be fucking stupid. I don't know why the chat's doing this shit. When I go to search for things, nothing comes up. So stupid. It's a great thing about this community. There's so many people with so many talents and bouncing ideas off of each other. Absolutely, man. That's what got us into EDC in the first place. I joined EDC. Hey, that's our bottle opener. That was filled by Glowman Dan. I joined EDC back in like 2015. And there's another great group that is on Instagram and Facebook called the Heat Project. And that's what got me into EDC. Rob Apty has done amazing things with that group. Um, it was last year or the year before he had donated like $1.3 million. And at that time, he was just a teacher. And then he became a principal again and retired. But just the nicest guy you will ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a group full of great people that are all like, hey, it doesn't matter if like this costs $2,000. I know where the money's going. I have no issue supporting. Now, granted, there's a lot of pieces that we have that are very awesome that we got lucky with, but there's just a lot of insane people in that group that spend shit tons of money, and I'm like, come over to the private sector, but we're not doing all of that. Give me some of your money. But the biggest thing with the hate project is like it's everybody jokes around with it that like it's not a cult, but it's kind of a cult. Rob Bapty, aka Jim Jones, but in a much better way. He's not asking you to drink the Kool-Aid. uh, like kind of got me out of my shell, and I was able to like speak my truth, so to speak. So like I was able to be like, hey, I'm Chris, and I live in Tennessee, and I got the tism. And everybody was like, dude, that's awesome. And I was like, oh, I've been taught my entire life that I gotta hide that shit. And so, like, because of that interaction with the Heat Project and friends that I'd made and like things that I had been gifted, I was like, we need to start making our own shit because like this is a really good community. And unfortunately, um, there's always good and bad parts to communities. So we are no longer advertised as an EDC group on Facebook. We are an art group or a crafts group. But I did that for twofold. I did that because of what I was seeing happen around Facebook EDC. And I also didn't want to be like put in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I make what I want to make. Look you. All right, let's see here. Man, The Simpsons made insanity look fun. Lifting Bart up during class, and Clown says, "You're finally done in, Bart. You've lost your mind." And Bart looks all happy and blissful. Insanity, isn't it? But yeah, there's a lot of amazing groups on Facebook and Instagram with EDC. But with that being said, no matter what community you're a part of, there's always going to be good eggs and bad eggs. The tism. I got a super tism. Like that. It's a video I saw where it's like, doctor told me I had ADHD. I don't know what that is, but I got 80 of them sons of bitches. Autistic baptism. Ooh, what would that look like? Just be a empty bathtub, like to where they push like lights and noise into it and be like, be awful. But yeah, from talking with my therapist, I more than likely have ADHD. And then I got autism on top of that. So I've got this whole yin yang thing going on constantly every day. And like, I was like, well, that makes sense. No wonder why I'm my own worst enemy. Because I'm like, I want adventure, but I crave routine. Who's going to win? Went on a first date today. First date I've been on in over a year. Anyways, I was talking to my date about the time and effort spent versus the monies we asked for our creation. And how did that conversation go?
How did your date go?
You're probably normal. Yeah, I'm the next step of evolution, motherfucker. And that's been brought up multiple times too. Yeah, dude. How'd your day go? And the mental health spectrum shit is a scam to manipulate new things. Oh, mental health in this country is trash. Like the idea of having good mental health in this country is absolute garbage. You remove skills from society. And congratulations on the date. He did it. I even though the FCC is now taking control of the internet at some point, I really appreciate the fact that jackasses like me can come onto Facebook and YouTube and be like, "Hey guys, you want to see some cool stuff that I really like?"
For now,
For now, I mean that may change,
I probably will.
especially with my rants that get me
Yeah.
shadow banned. And I told her I thought Chris Hemsworth was a hot man, and she did not agree. So I'm no longer going to pursue it. You can't recognize Thor's hotness. We can't. Fantastic. You also want to know somebody else who's insanely hot? That if I wasn't into women, I'd be like, Ryan Reynolds. Also, on top of that,
Agreed.
Paul Rudd.
He doesn't age.
He doesn't age, but he's got that like boy next door look.
That wholesome, like
Yeah,
innocent look.
take him home to your parents. Like they're gonna love him, but he's probably gonna put some shit down when you need him to. I'm okay with it.
A gentleman in the streets, but a freak in the sheets.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shadow banned is ironic. That's what life is. You're not wrong. Especially for those that are neurospicy.
Speaking of,
Kitty with the tism. Yes, Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 1 could butter my bread. That's what I'm saying, man. One of my favorite roles that Ryan Reynolds has done. I mean, there's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie. He played a serial killer, and he talked to his pet cat and dog,
voices.
and it was a really, really good movie.
It was so good because it was like, oh, he's normal. He has this decent looking house or apartment, and
Shadow Bands.
he just talks to his animals, and then you find out that he's actually insane, and his apartment is a fucking mess. He's a hoarder. Like,
And
it was a good
he
twist.
kills women and cuts off their heads and puts them in the fridge.
Yeah. It was a good twist to the
His
movie.
apartment was amazing, though. He lives over
A
a
bowling
bowling alley that he works at as well. Like, amazing. So I think we got the name of our podcast. Shadow Band. I think that would be pretty great. And it does sound like a music. Yeah, we went to Huntsville, and I didn't message Dopey or my other buddy that lives in Huntsville because like we were having a date night, but we went to this venue that's called Campus 805, and it's an old school. And what they did is they rented out parts of the school to like these different restaurants and breweries and stuff. And so we had a really good dinner with some beer, and then we went to a speakeasy all inside the same school, ran by the same company that we ate at. We didn't know. Went in there, had a drink, and then we walked around and went to Pints and Pixels, which is like a third building over. And it's just like you pay to get a wristband. You can play any games they have. They had Qbert, Punch Out, Galaga, pinball machines,
Skee-ball.
skee-ball, and then whatever beers you want, they pour them, and of course you start a tab and pay for everything. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Speaking of wristbands, I take mine off.
It was a good date night with one of my favorite people.
He's okay.
You know Ryan Reynolds, but
I'll do it in a pinch, I guess.
you make me happy. So. So I apologize that we've started this much later than what we usually do. Now Pud is Pud.
Pud.
Now Pud is different for me. Jesus Christ. I don't find him that hot, but I would love for him to whisper in my ear as I fall asleep. Dude, what was the movie that he was in with Jennifer Aniston? Wanderlust. I just want to watch him do that scene in real life where he's like, I'm gonna stick it in you. I'm gonna stick it in your bag. I'm gonna break off a piece of this deal. My deal. Like I want him to see, like, I want to see him do that in real life. And I'd be like, same with truck stops and buffets.
Oh, he said fun until you realize a lot of people don't wash their hands after they wipe. Well, listen, T. That's why we have good immune systems. It's how you build up your immune system.
Eat dirt and sand and
cat food
and spiders, and you grow up to be able to beat COVID.
You just grow up to not give a fuck.
Pretty sure in the last couple of weeks we had the new variant of COVID, and it was super fun. I'm still sick, but it's not our first time having COVID. I'm sure it's just the new flu. Doesn't matter. It's still shit. I mean, there's a lot of shit out there. And you go to restaurants. Do you think all of them actually like sanitize their plates and cups properly? Nah, bro.
You want to know if you knew some of the shit that went on in restaurants, you would never eat out again.
Paul Rudd was great in role models. I guess you can't use public restroom toilet paper because they can clean their needles. Yeah, exactly, dude. It is going to be a hot take, and probably some people are going to be like, "You're fucking disgusting." So, when we were younger, we were always told, like, hey, you go out to a public restroom, like, put down toilet paper, or you put down the seat cover, and that's gonna keep you from getting all these random STDs and diseases. That was a lie. So just to let you know.
Yep.
Crabs don't get stopped by paper. So, like, I try to find the cleanest toilet seat. I will wipe it down because inevitably there's going to be piss and poop residue on it. So I'll wipe it down. After that, there's not much else you can do about that. So I just, I go in raw.
Same.
I did when I was washing dishes. Yeah, but not everybody does.
Right,
that's the problem.
That's the issue. It's you.
OCD about it. People would come by to start to wash something and be like, holy fuck, that water is hot. Yep, exactly, dude.
Yeah, but not everybody does that. That's the thing. Like,
and depending on the restaurant, you may not have the right mixture between like sanitizer and soap or whatever. I know I've seen roaches, rats. Okay, in restaurants. It just really all depends on like where you're working at. Yeah, dude. Like we both worked at Cracker Barrel. Like their gravy and grits are fucking disgusting.
Yep.
I still to this day love their gravy, even though I know better. Their vegetable soup is old ass vegetables.
Yeah, it's just leftovers
that they make a soup out of.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're very particular about making sure that everything is the correct temperature and all that stuff, and like stored well. Sometimes servers and kitchen staff don't give a fuck. Oh, people are fucking disgusting. Period. And why is it always a women's bathroom that is so awful?
Yep. Always.
It's never the guys. Like, the guys can be bad, but like girls take it to a whole nother level. Like, they forget they're women out in public. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Go clean the women's bathroom. Fuck you. No. I only go to one pizzeria in town because the owner is OCD, which is great. No, dude, that's fantastic. You have to have that level of like OCD to make sure everything's clean, not cross contaminate, make sure everything is like set up properly.
Yeah.
Wildebeests or wilder beasts. Yeah, women like they lose their shit when it comes to a public bathroom, literally and figuratively. And it's like, why are y'all so nasty? Like, I've been into some pretty gross like guy bathrooms, but like it's never to the par of female bathrooms.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. I can agree to that.
It's this game with people rubbing in spraying dirt on veggies from the grocery store because people pay more thing. Oh no shit. I didn't know that was the thing. I mean, it makes sense, but also a scam that's been going on for years of like heirloom, all natural, non GMO vegetables. Bullshit. If you're gonna get produce, go to a farmer's market. Trust me. That's the best place to get produce. Period.
The game terminal in Nashville just got some new pinball machines to add to their collection, and they got the Big Lebowski,
Oh.
Halloween,
Oh.
Queen,
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to go here.
Galactic Tank Force.
This game you there.
Yeah, Galactic Tank Force is the other one.
Oh
The
yeah.
Queen one, Freddie
Oh
Mercury.
god, it's gonna be so fun.
But I was looking to see like if it showed like their holiday hours, but they don't.
Maybe at some point, like if you can progress and I become a stay-home dad, maybe we actually put some pinball machines into our game room. That'd be fun. Try to grow my own, get organic. Absolutely, like we have organic seeds, heirloom seeds. We suck at gardening. We like the idea of it, and then it's like, meh.
I don't have a green thumb either.
But I have little trust in a simulated reality. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's recreational now out there, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're going up to Ohio in March, and I already talked to Zach, and I'm like, dude, we gotta go to a distillery. We have to.
You mean a dispensary?
Dispensary, distillery, same thing.
Dispensaries are just
Where you make the cheese. We get to say that for a week now. Ah, shit. We have enough cashews to where we can do another batch. We can do a half batch.
Yeah. Now that I know it's one
We-
cup for the 7 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of
Yeah.
tapioca starch.
Yeah, we gotta start those soaking. Because tomorrow we're gonna probably have to toss that cheese that's in there. Maybe not. May last a little bit over a week, but
I mean, we used quite a bit of it.
We
though,
did.
like, so it's even if I have to throw the rest of it away, it's still not a waste. Like we used
No,
quite a bit of it.
that half would be perfect for a week.
Oh yeah. What are you doing?
You gotta go potty.
You have to go potty.
Yeah, that's the whole thing that I really like about like making knives. Because like there's a lot of makers that like they'll get Damascus from Vegas Forge or Nichols Damascus or anything like that, and like that works for them. I want to make everything because like I get to learn in the process. Plus, it's cool to be like, hey, I made that, and I made this, and I made this, and I made that, and I made this. It's truly a custom knife. At some point, I literally want to take iron ore and turn it into steel. It's a pain in the dick, and like there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to learn and do incorrectly, especially for the first time. But like, how cool would it be to be like, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of wood that's curing too, which I could send some of it to PNW. That would be pretty awesome. I should do that with the knife. P&W, are you still in here? Might be costly for my shit because I did spring for organic tapioca. I got organic tapioca from a health food store. At least it says it's organic. But I've got woods that like I didn't grow them, but they came from Tennessee. And then making my own steel, like that'd be pretty fucking cool. Like you don't get more custom than that. So P&W, I've got chunks of an oak tree that saw the Civil War here in Tennessee, and it's been curing for years. I've got to process it. I've got to send some to a buddy of mine in Colorado that does epoxy work. But yeah, man, like this is gonna be some killer shit. 100-year-old white oak, 100+-year-old. Yeah, dude, absolutely, T. Poor tree. It wasn't for the fact of like it was cut down. It was hit by lightning or something else happened to it that it was dying, so they had to cut it down. And they were just like, "Man, we're gonna get rid of it." And I was like, "Big old chunk, that's mine. That's mine. That's also mine." I've got tons of this fucking white oak that came from a historical property here in Tennessee that saw the Civil War. Very cool. Bog oak. Oh yeah, dude. Bog oak is awesome. Yeah, I'll try and cut off a piece and I'll send it to you, man. It's been drying for 3 years, 4 years, something like that. But no, yeah, probably about 4 years because we got it when we were still living in Columbia.
Yeah.
But I can literally show you the property that it came from. I think that it was once owned by Andrew Jackson. Or no, not Andrew Jackson. Polk. I think the property was once owned by Polk, but I'm not 110% sure. I've got a book somewhere about the property. That might be the home. That looks pretty close.
What?
The
property?
The property.
It was a brick house.
Was it brick?
Yeah.
I know it was like 3 stories.
It was like that.
That that might be it. Oh yeah, of course, dude. Southern Plantation, Mount Pleasant. House was completed, torn down, redesigned. Creek Revival Arta, Nathan Vaughn, a local master builder. Not giving the location though. Walnut Grove. It's North Main Street. It's definitely way more than 3.8 acres. Yeah, the house is absolutely crazy. Like they still have like the original flooring downstairs and everything. And then you go into the house and like you go upstairs and like this dude had a stupid amount of money. And the guy who taught me how to make knives, like he had his shop in the dude shop. Is my belief that many aged items have energies of life within them. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So he was hired to be like the property manager on this property. and it was something stupid. It was like 80 acres or something. But like everything was historic, and the guy was so hell bent on keeping everything historic that like you would walk into a bedroom and it was pretty much everything but like his own bedroom. Like you'd walk in and everything was period perfect, I guess you would say. Everything was set to that period. So like the bed was from that period. He had mannequins dressed with clothes from that period. Like it was actually kind of crazy. And then you go up to the third floor and it's the attic, and they still had the hatched like plaster walls with like the wood exposed. Like it was really cool. On a brand new original prototype. Those were made of brass. But if y'all need pipes, check those out. What is a prototype? I like brass. I'm brass hole. Google right here. Prototype. Oh, it's pipe. Okay. Those look pretty cool. My favorite type of brass is naval brass. Believe it or not, I would love to get a hold of some naval brass. That's pretty cool. And the cool thing about brass is it is antimicrobial just by its very nature. I pretty much had that same mentality when I saw it first started happening. But CDC was actually able to get themselves unshadow banned.
Ruby, will you stop?
Can you not?
Quit going after the kitties.
One of the houses that we rented was this old house, and it was haunted. But upstairs in one of the rooms, there was a crawl space through the closet, and we removed the crawl space, and there was a naval, or not a naval, it was an army foot locker that was sitting in there. So we pulled it out and started going through it. Dude won a Purple Heart, passed away while he was um, in service, and so it had certificates of where he like went overseas and was on this boat and did all these things and like had his uniform in it. It also had his shaving kit from it. And I was like, oh, that shit's mine. That's coming to me. Also had a brass whistle. This is World War II. And I was like, yeah, it's mine. And so we grabbed had his Bible in it. It was a little Bible. We kept that as well. But it was all really cool stuff. We love old stuff. Yeah, that motherfucker was still stuck in that house because we could hear him walking the stairs and walking around upstairs every fucking night.
Opening and closing doors.
Mm-hmm. And he was a wee little guy.
So the cats appreciated that. And that's the house that Gizmo went missing in and then decided to show up in our basement.
If that was actually good stuff. Yeah. We don't know. But even if he was a changeling, like, he was a good cat the rest of the time. So, fuck it. No, they look sweet. They're not like super crazy price. Like $90 for a piece of brass that's gonna last forever. Okay. It's pretty sweet. It's literally a it looks badass. There is a bead maker that was at Whiska Works.
I mean, he is bead maker.
I know, but a couple years ago, he had a pipe that he came out with. Paid $39 in 2000. Jesus. He made like a Damascus pipe. And it looks pretty cool. And I think he also has a dab tool,
Probably.
but I don't remember what it was called. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But I've got some chunks of cherry from Tennessee. I've got some chunks of oak. I've got some other random shit too in there that I don't remember what it is, but it's all from Tennessee. So also have oak whiskey barrel staves that I need to stabilize. But got a whole box of them. I've got more to cut up too. That makes some pretty cool handles. Buddy of mine, he used to work in a distillery, so he was like, "I got all these whiskey barrel staves," and I was like, "Mine." Good shit. So, P&W, are you a football fan at all? So now he's probably gonna be like, "Go Seahawks," and then we can't be the Seahawks. Are trash.
See, when he first posted up this, I was about the pipe. I was thinking that so it shows you how like naive and innocent I am. I was thinking that he was talking about like pipes that you use for like plumbing pipes, and then I was like, I knew.
Oh yeah, sports are rigged it for sure. Like I get that, but I still like to live in a fallacy world where like I know that they're rigged, but I hope that they're not. Should just be like off of like how good of a player you are. But then there's Tom Brady that won in insane amount of Super Bowls because it was all rigged. Yes, I'm aware. News, politics, it's all rigged. I get that. I get, but it's still fun to pretend. And at least it gives you a little bit of not really release, but
Escape.
escape from the mundane everyday bullshit. I know Justin's probably a Bengals fan. You are Nicolas Cage's and Ryan Reynolds' CRISPR baby, aren't you? I fucking wish. That'd be amazing.
Also, if you are like, where's all the fucking money?
That's why I said it would be amazing. Because I wouldn't be like, would you like to buy some knives? I'd be like, I can spit on something and sell it for $5,000. And I would. I guarantee there's an agenda behind most media. Absolutely, there is.
Yep.
Follow the money. It's going to lead you to one or two companies, and they both own each other. Who's on the board of Vanguard? BlackRock. Who's on the board of BlackRock? Vanguard. What do they own? Every goddamn thing. Like, oh shit. And when you go even deeper, and it's like, well, who owns this? The other company. Well, who owns that? The other company. Like, Jesus. Go around reacting to shit like you were a cage, but strut around like Ryan Flair. That'd be fantastic. Well, hey there now. Oh. That's good shit. So next weekend when I go to try and do my drawing, I'm gonna just be banned. About you said Vanguard BlackRock. You're done.
No.
What you got those crooked TVs out for, bro? Yeah, I told you we were sorry. We didn't mean to be out so late. Yo, man. This behavioral study will be interesting.
To do it for 1 month and report your findings.
Does that feel good? Oh, you're gonna break them. It's one of the cutest things that I've ever seen. If you guys ever get a healer or a healer like mix, rub their ears, they usually go, oh, oh, oh. Pretty adorable. Except for Ruby doesn't do that, which is surprising. But JoJo does it just like Blue does it, where it's like, oh, oh, oh. Like, bitch, why'd you stop? Oh, we lost some people. It's that day. I like being on the computer because then I can follow multiple things at once. Scratches my supertism brain. There it is. Oh, what? Oh, because Ruby's
Yeah.
getting on you. Chris, you have a good respirator to wear for standing right. We talked about this already. So yes and no. I have a respirator that I got from Harbor Freight that I probably need to swap out the filters on, but I don't use it very often. Mainly what I use is, do you remember what that damn thing's called? That mask I got.
I don't.
It's a respirator mask that like velcros in the back, and it works really well. Tom Crine uses one. um, but when I got mine from Lowe's in 2020, and you can replace the internal masks on them. It was a smaller size than what I needed, so it's a large, and I need like an extra large. And so like it's falling the fuck apart, and I just need to order another one that's in my size. And it'll work really great. But I do try and keep like my nose and face covered when I'm working on shit. I have a piece of it's a poison. It's not poison ivy, but poison sumac. I have a chunk of sumac wood that I was literally told like wear a respirator because it might fuck you up. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Walking to places like you, I'm like Ryan. Gotta emphasize the right words when you act like Cage. Yeah, so Nick Cage, whenever he's talking, it's like the reverse of uh wow.
Christopher Walken.
It's like the reverse of Christopher Walken. Like he emphasizes different words, whereas Christopher Walken would emphasize other words like offbeat from him. Pretty interesting. Speech patterns are interesting to me. And if you put the right emphasis on the right syllable, it's all very interesting. But yes, I try to wear some sort of covering over my face and nose because if not, like my lungs are fucked. Like when I made Damascus the time before the last time, I didn't have a respirator or anything, and I was breathing in a bunch of shit, and my lungs were messed up for like 2 days. So I asked because I have some wood called Wengi, and I want to send you, but it's dangerous to work with. Inhale the dust; it messes up your respiratory system. I don't want to send it if you're not properly protected. Full send, bro. Let's light this candle. I already got asthma and a vape. Look it.
Don't try to climb the curtain.
But yeah, I do have ways to properly make sure that my lungs are covered. We got allergies and asthma, and I prefer to keep my lungs less damaged than what they already are. Like it's so funny whenever I go to like Josh's shop or Kirk's shop, like they're not wearing masks or anything unless they work with like specific material, which I get like carbon fiber. So I've got a chunk of carbon fiber that I got to do something with. But like I'm putting on a mask no matter what I'm doing because I'm like, I'll be sick for a couple of days. Can't breathe. Shit's no bueno. When Wilford Brimley filmed Cocoon, he was younger than Paul Rudd is now. Just let it. Jesus Christ. I would feel horrible if you got sick from what it was toxic. Dude, you're good. If you send something and the knowledge is already given, if I choose to not take said knowledge, that's on me. It's not on you. But it's like I said with the sumac, I'm really curious about it because it looks like it's going to finish really well. But the dude warned me back in March. He was like, "I'm going to fuck you up. Wear a mask, respirator, something." I was like, "Cool." I'm curious what kind of fun stuff he's going to have for me this year when we go up there in March. So like, surprise me, man. Give me some new shits. He's going to be like, "I got this box in my car," and I'd be like, "God damn it. Okay." I got a guy that whenever we go up to Ohio in March, I usually get material from him. And last year when we went, or this year when we went, I was like, "Hey, surprise me, man! Give me some new shit that I haven't worked with before." And he was like, "I got you." And then he was like, "I also have all this micarta," and I was like, "I don't really need more micarta, but how much?" And he was like, $40 for all these slats, and I was like, "Well, you have my money." It's But I like working with new materials because, like, I learned some shit. So, like, there's bloodwood and cedar. Never worked with either. And from what I saw on Google, like, they're gonna look badass. So, I can't wait. Yeah, I didn't get to try this last time. You said it was good. Ooh, that is good. There's a lot of woods that are quite toxic. Yew wood is fatal if inhaled. Is used for making longbows. Oh shit! I didn't realize that it was that toxic. Kind of want to mess with some now. It's like this game.
Well, how did Chris die? Well,
You did him in. You killed him? No, it was just you wood. Got some lace wood and some Murata wood. I can think also. Okay. I'm not gonna say no. Like my extent of working with woods is pine, of course. Everybody works with white oak, purple heart. That's about it. That's all I've worked with. But there's some beautiful wood. I know zebra wood is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Um, I always get in trouble because there's a what's it called, Woodworks, that's in Franklin.
Oh, woodcrafters.
Woodcrafters. I always get in trouble when I go in there. Yes, I do. Whenever I go in there because they just always have like crazy stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I love wood because my dad loved wood. Take that as you will. My dad, um, he's not really a carpenter. Am I Jesus? No. But my dad liked to do a lot of projects with a lot of different types of wood, and so growing up, I kind of got that from him, and I've always loved metal. So I'd love to. Well, it's like the idea I had for the uh, tensegrity table.
Mm.
Oh, and incorporate like a really good wood with some steel and metal. Because I like that dichotomy, that push and pull. Hey, if you know what you're doing and you have the right tools, you can kind of shape and sand metal in the same way that you can with wood. But obviously, one's going to be a little bit more hard. Worked with about 40 types of woods. Nature is amazing. If you like zebra wood, look up. Is it Bacote or Bacote? Like zebra wood, but tighter grain and darker. Oh shit! I will look it up right now. Google, and it has been used for knife handles. Oh my god, that is gorgeous! Look how tight the grains are and the color composition. What's up, Lauren? Sorry that we are a little bit late
Hey,
tonight.
Lauren.
We had a date night. Yeah, dude, that wood is fucking killer. I have wood for wood now. Take that as that is really pretty. Like I'm gonna show it because like damn, like look at how beautiful this stuff is. It's like holy shit, that grain pattern. It reminds me of ironwood, but prettier, like way prettier. It's a hardwood.
Yeah, it is.
I would love to make some flooring out of that.
Yeah, that would be.
It'd be
super pretty.
killer. And so that was when I was taking my woodworking class. I actually talked to my professor. I was like, so like if you wanted to make your own hardwood flooring, like tongue groove, like is that something that's doable? And he was like, yeah, you can. It's a lot of work, but like you can do it. And I was like, okay. Like there's jigs and stuff that you can get to cut tongue and groove into whatever wood you want to. And I was like, now that I know this wood exists, which I'm sure it's super expensive. I was an iron worker for 10 years and I love playing with metal. Bro, I didn't know you were an iron worker. That's cool and cool as shit. Tongue groove. Yep.
And I want to replace the carpet in the bedrooms with wood. So there you go.
We
Chop
can't
chop.
we can't afford that shit, honey. Because I would need to buy the wood. I would need a bandsaw that could actually cut it. I would need a planer, and then I would need the jig to do the tongue and groove.
Then once you got it all cut, then the work of putting it in.
Which, I mean, tongue and groove, it's not that big of a deal. We would do a floating floor. So just make sure that all the staples are pulled up from the padding of the carpet, and which we can use my oscillating tool to cut through all those staples, and then do the floating floor, pull up the molding, reinstall the molding after we install the floating floor, and we're done. And then whatever finish we want to do. Super easy. Like it would only take like 5 months for one room. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Lauren, that's that's what I was saying. Like my dad used to love working with wood, and like I love working with wood. I love working with metal better, but same thing. I just got home from a baby shower, so you guys are right on time. Hell yeah! Is the baby clean now? Dude,
The baby.
you got a shower with the baby. Ruby, stop. Yeah, like this wood is absolutely amazing. Quarter inch by 3 by 24. Jesus fuck. $20 a slat. But it's already finished.
Yeah.
Just have to cut tongue and groove. But goddamn. You're talking about a couple $100 just to do one room. Whose baby shower was it? First day.
Close that.
It does look like boobs. Good call. Grain boob.
Yeah. They're kind of spaced far apart, but still
I know somebody that went to one today. See, Zebrawood, gorgeous as well.
Mm.
Why it's called Zebrawood.
Yeah.
Bacote.
Oh, who would have guessed that?
Bacote or Bacote is
Bugatti.
is amazing. Is the first name Abe? Is it Abe Bacote? Terrible joke. I'm sure nobody's going to catch the joke.
I did.
You never heard of Abe Vigoda?
No.
Or Bigoti? It's a comic. Monica. That's not her first kid. Named Monica. She's on her second. Abe, or so it's Abe Vigoda is his actual name. He goes by Abe. Well, Abe Vigoda. I thought it was Abe Vigoda. He's been an actor for years and a comedian. Yeah. I always thought it was Abe Vigoda, but it's Abe Vigoda. But joke still works. Sleep it on. Sleepy old man dog. You Californians. Also, Bagoon ebony wood is amazing. It's black with bits of what? Oh, you talking about ebony and ivory? Another good SNL sketch. Bagoon.
No, Gaboon. Gaboon.
I misread it, but I was typing it in. Bagoon wood.
Lauren said it's her first.
No shit, I was wrong. Okay. Fair enough. Dude, that's killer. The type of ebony. I'm torn now. Do we do that for flooring or do we do the Bacote? That would look killer too. It looks like when people will take like regular plywood and do it as flooring, but they burn it. That's what that looks like. But that's in the grain. That's not anything that somebody did to it. That joke didn't land. What, Abe Vigoda? I know I'm showing my age. Fuck you. Pop and son go to Mall America. Why does your son have a beard? I tried, man. I tried. So what was your favorite part about tonight's experience? Food was really good from the ale place, but the whiskey was sweet. So good. So this brewery that we went to also distills. And so when we went to the speakeasy, they use their own liquors, and I was able to try like their gin or their barrel aged gin, their whiskey, their 6-year aged whiskey. I'm like, the whiskey was really good. Please look at pink ivory. It's one of the rarest, if not the rarest wood on earth. So I'm gonna want it.
That's what I heard. It's rare and super expensive. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna want it. Holy shit! Wow, bro. Damn. A cross section. That would look amazing. Can't afford that shit, but I would love to have it. You gotta stop, ENW. You gotta stop. You're making me want shit that I can't afford. Solid tossing again. No, dude, we had a date night. And we went to this place in Huntsville that is an old school that they redid and they sell it out to like these different companies. So like there's axe throwing, there's a brewery, there's a speakeasy. Downstairs there's pinball machines. Um, they actually had cage fighting tonight in one of their
at the event center.
in one of their event centers, and I was like, fuck, I want to see that. Looked like it would be pretty cool. There's Hops and Guac where they do beer and tacos, and their tacos are really, really good. And then we went to the third building, and it's a place that's called Pint and Pixels, where it's like you can get whatever beer you want, and then they also carry beer from the ale place if you didn't see that.
I saw that.
And then like you pay like $12 and you get to play all the games that you want to. And they've got Punch Out, Hubert, Galaga, pinball machines, skee ball. Like, it was a lot of fun. I have one pen I've made with the one pen blank I was able to acquire. And okay, I'll stop. I understand. It was really fun. We had a good time. Food was really good.
Yeah, good food. Okay-ish company.
I am kind of a dude. I get it. Yeah, dude. Like that would make an amazing pen.
Yeah, I think I agree.
So I'm sure you've probably thought about this before PNW, and if you haven't, The idea is free. You can have it. So you hand carve all these pens, and you do an amazing job, especially with your finishing. Give them caps. Like, can continue the design. Do a cap. Just you're like 3/4 of the way there. Me too, Chris. Hey, I'm just happy that she's here. Like, talk all the shit you want. Like, I get to sleep next. I'm cool. I know we're about place. I'm the reacher. She was the settler. I'm okay. I'm good. I don't know how many times I've heard from people like, "You married up," and I'm like, "The fuck I did? Absolutely." No George Clooney. I married that. She puts up with all my bullshit. Life is good. Schools give me the creeps. Typically, they give me the creeps too, but it's
really
actually a really cool space.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. You have a wife that likes knives and video games. How did I go so wrong with my choices? And she's pretty. Like, check, 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 check. And she lets me do dirty things to her. I don't know, man. I wasn't even looking for a wife. I was trying to date another bitch while trying to date her at the same time. She already knows the story. This is not news to her.
Yep.
And then things started getting serious, and I was like, I gotta fix this shit. And the girl that I was trying to date while I was trying to date her now has like 3 kids and still lives in the same area that we moved out of a long time ago. Winning.
And she tosses
She does not,
out.
but that's okay because I don't want my salad. But she's a good cook, keeps the house clean.
Except for the bed. Don't pay attention to the bed because the dog.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, well, it's been a good run. You gotta go. I know. I was waiting for it. Like the northern goodbye. Well, it's about that time. I'm like, oh shit, I know what that means. Have a good life.
I'm just gonna stand up one day and do the whole like Midwest like slap the knees and get up and be like, well,
It's about time. We had a good run. You'll forever have my heart. Ugh. Don't do that. I would have to go live with my dad until I figured shit out. Ugh. Ugh. Sleep in mom's old room. Ugh. No, says I. Also, for those that didn't know, today is my mom's birthday. And in 2 weeks or so, she has been gone 3 years. So, super fun.
That's why they don't like buffets. They already talked.
Woman I marry will like knives and wood, especially my giggity 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 goo. Yeah, she loves wood, especially wood that kind of resembles white oak, like a mix of like pink ivory and white oak. Very exclusive, very.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Hell yeah, it is.
Ruby's like, she was looking at the camera like,
Birthday mama early, and may you party forever in heaven. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, surprisingly enough, even though my mom was like, dogs was looking at her soul. Dogs do that. even though my mom was like sick and like in and out of hospitals for almost a year, um, she never got COVID once, and it was in 2020.
Yeah. They, like, tested her
She
all
was
the
she
time.
was supposed to get COVID because she was at risk. Never got it. And the nursing home she was in right before she went home, um, was in COVID lockdown like 3 fucking times while she was there, or 2 times, something that was stupid. Yeah, she never got COVID, that's not what did her under. And here we go back to conspiracy theories. It was the slow genocide of the American people due to profits because she died of cancer, which has been cured since like the 1940s. But my mom didn't have to die. Splendid, isn't it? It was literally, what's the word? Patents that have been suppressed about cures for different types of cancer. All for profits, baby. But excuse me.
Opened it.
Car may have a
Nope. Oh, no, T just asked, "So what kind of salad dressing do you use when tossing the salad?" So anyways. No, it was you.
I prefer a good Italian dressing or a vinaigrette.
I was gonna say balsamic vinaigrette.
Balsamic vinaigrette's
Nice.
usually pretty good. There's no money in cures. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Happy birthday to Mama early. Yeah, there's no money in cures. That's what I said. It's the slow genocide for profits. Nobody's talking about it because like it's what we do. Status quo. You get cancer, go get chemo and radiation because you're eventually going to die. Instead of like B17, which is illegal in the U.S., cures cancer. Fuck big pharma. Ah, did
People talk about it all the time. People just think I'm nuts.
No, it's not nuts at all. I've talked about this before. My grandfather was living in Mexico and he got kidney stones. And they told him to take, what fruit was it?
Papaya.
Take papaya, blend it all up, drink it with water, drink it, and then have like 3 beers and you're going to pee out the kidney stones tomorrow. And he was like, bullshit. Next I hear ting, 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 ting. And he wasn't in any pain. It was in Mexico. It's considered a third world country. They cure shit because doctors actually believe in the Hippocratic Oath. Unlike this country where they get kickbacks from big pharma. Oh, okay. Lost a high school friend to cancer some years ago, and I believe she didn't have to die. She was far too young. There has to be monies made by big pharma. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a fuck. We're just numbers. We're we made X amount of money off of this person. We made X amount of money off of this person. Bullshit. We had a friend of ours that she didn't die of cancer. She had a very rare blood disorder, and they tried to cure that disorder by making her go through like the cancer regimen because that's what they have in place. Like we gotta do chemo and radiation, and we gotta make sure that when we replace your
It's bone marrow transplant.
bone marrow, that like it's good. And it was like, and they told her, they were like, you have a 50-50 shot. Either this is going to cure you or it's going to kill you. And they were right. She was 30.
No, she was 28.
She was 28. She had a rough sentence from the get go. Like I said, she had a rare form of anemia. It wasn't really cancer, but it's like, we're fucking killing us, man, for profit. My mom, um, she was in the ICU for 40 days. She was in a rehab hospital where she had to have dialysis and like get her off the vent and all that stuff for a couple months.
Hmm.
And then she went into her nursing home for a couple months. And she came out like feeling pretty good. She was able to walk on her own, stuff like that. Um, my dad started getting medical bills while she was still alive, and it was to the tune of like $1.3 million if they didn't have my dad's army insurance. And I think on that bill they paid like $80. It's all about fucking money. It's stupid. I just want to be happy and healthy and have a plot of land where if somebody comes on that plot of land, you can be like, hey, I own this. Fuck off. That's all I want. Now, granted, if you want to get into legalities to own your own plot of land, you actually have to do more than just purchase the land because there is federal laws in place that when you purchase land, you only own 6 or 12 inches of the
Yeah.
dirt. So you got to purchase the right to have below that, essentially the topsoil. And then you also have to buy the right to like so high above the property because
Yeah.
it's
'Cause
airspace.
you only have the first 8 feet above your house, I believe. And then after that, so if you live around a airport or whatever,
It's all federal
yeah, you can't do anything about
jurisdiction.
it.
Yeah. So it gets really sketchy, and it's like it all depends on what the word is. Shut up, Clinton. You have a body count. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
With regard to real estate law, there was a case that a lady sued because she bought her house, and then a couple years after she bought her house, they built an airport down the road, and there was constantly like airplanes flying above her house, and they were flying pretty low. And so she sued because she was like, "No, like I didn't agree to this whenever I bought my property." And we'll come to find out that
Manifest destiny.
yeah, you only own I think it's like the first like 6 or 8 feet above your house, and after that, it's public airspace.
Yep.
So literally, like you can't do anything about that.
Nope.
And so she lost the case.
Well, it's like the whole thing that I think is really funny about like, so you have a homestead. Say for argument's sake, you have 10 acres. You put a well in that, you don't own the rights to the well.
Mhm. Technically, no.
What?
So if
You paid to put the well in, but you don't own the rights to that well, technically.
that's why if you buy a piece of land and then you drill for a well or whatever else, and you find oil, oh, that's the government's property. That's not your oil.
That's not true.
They'll fight you for it.
Well, of course, but you actually technically have the rights to that oil because of where it comes out of. Because you have ownership of the topsoil, and that's where it's coming out of.
I mean, same thing with the well. Then
Well,
if you drill the well, and
you have ownership of where it's coming out of. So I don't know. It'll be a really interesting case.
Yes.
Absolutely. Anarchy, anarchy. I don't know what it means, but I like it.
We had a well at my parents' house before they got divorced, so it was well water. And you had to like walk to the other side of the property, and it was like a creepy ass little like well house.
Yeah.
But you opened it up, and there was the well you could see down into it. There was a little light and everything. My dad had installed like a heater and stuff in there, so it was wintertime.
Did you see the girl from The Ring?
No, I never went in there. It was really creepy, so I didn't like to go in there.
I want to own a large chunk of land that I can make my own laws on and punish those laws accordingly. 6 crimes equal loss of genitals, so a person cannot theft equals loss of ears. Why would theft equal loss of ears and not loss of hands?
Yeah, I was like, that's a hand. That's a hand losing.
So I'm sure you're well aware there was actually what is it, like Babylon or something like that? It was eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That was their laws. Like if you did something, if you offended somebody, you lost that part that you offended. Some issues with that, but like I like where your head's at. I like where you're going with it. I personally have the opinion that sexual offenders, and when I say sexual offenders,
Sexual deviant.
I don't mean like homosexuals or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about like predators or like little kids. There's only one thing that can rehabilitate them, and it's around that. My own personal opinion. 22 can take care of that real quick, and they'll never do it again.
I think that's too easy of an out.
I mean, you're not wrong. This person still received to contribute to society via work. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think that if they got caught doing something like that, then the same thing should be done to them. Just like abusing animals. Same thing will be done to you. The same exact thing, torture that you put that living
So I would take ears
being
rather
through.
than hands. I mean, you're not wrong. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. But there also has to be a little bit of humanity with it. There has to be, because like you have to have a certain standard of like, I'm not going to be an asshole and like call in Bubba just to fucking torture you because that's their job. We're a civilized society, so there has to be some civility in the punishment. Not saying that they necessarily deserve
was like,
it,
fuck that.
but
they didn't
you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. You can't pander.
Oh, I'm a pander. Hard. I'm like, oh, you kept your dog locked up on a chain all day and couldn't get to food and water? Well, guess what? You're locked up on a chain all day. You can't get to any food and water. Oh,
Society is a
you.
scam.
And then for however long they did that with the dogs, and that would be their sentence. 13 years? That's how long you're going to be out here. Enjoy. Have fun. You're going to see what it fucking felt like.
But see, here's the thing. It's just like the current prison system. If you're going to punish somebody, there has to be some way for them to be rehabilitated.
For some,
And
for
if
some stuff, yes,
if
I
they
agree.
can't be rehabilitated, don't put them into a system that's going to make them worse. If they can be rehabilitated, just take care of it. 22, done. It's like there's so many people now. Granted, the whole prison system is a whole nother topic that we don't need to get into.
Yeah.
But
That's a for-profit system
especially
as well.
for-profit prisons, people will go in and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I sold a fucking gram of weed," and they have a 13-year sentence or whatever it is. I don't know the laws. But like in California and other states, like 3 strikes, you're out. So like you do something stupid about getting caught selling some drug and you go to prison. Those motherfuckers come out as hardened criminals. And they did not go into the prison system as a hardened criminal. They just were in a shit
Yeah,
situation.
you had to do it to survive.
You had to do it to survive, or you were good at it, or whatever. Like, you weren't a hardened criminal. You were essentially a white collar criminal. And then you come out of prison, you're like, oh yeah, I'll fucking kill this mother. Like, you weren't rehabilitated. Like, it went the opposite way. You were made worse because of the situation. And that shouldn't be a thing ever. So horrible. Yeah, fair enough.
Yep, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, you do something horrible
But
to a kid or an animal, like that's your sentence. There's no rehabilitation for that. You're just an awful person.
like
Now, you said,
like I said,
you get in trouble for selling a gram of
there
weed.
there has to be some civility. That's
No,
that's the
fuck
problem.
that. No, there doesn't. Not for those types of
You
crimes.
were trained instead of helped. Exactly, Lauren. Exactly.
Like in your example, you got in trouble, you sold a gram of weed or whatever, and you go to prison. Okay, well, yes, I agree. There should be rehabilitation.
And it's
Like, you
crazy.
should
It's
be
crazy
able.
because like states like California,
Mhm.
Washington, Oregon's gone off the fucking
Yeah,
rails. They're
it's
like, everything's legal. Have fun. Go nuts. Ah. But like, you've spent, say, 5 years in prison, and all of a sudden your state goes legal. You're let out. And you're like, what? And you're worse for being in there instead of like come out and like, I'm never gonna do that again, or I'm never gonna do this again. You're like, you're just trained to be a smarter criminal in some cases. In some cases, you're just trained to be a worse criminal. But like, it's stupid. I don't agree at all with our prison system.
it's all profits. I mean, most of them are for profits anyway.
Well, exactly.
There are private prisons.
When you can, well, there's federal prisons. That's not private.
They're federal.
I mean, it is, but when you can pay an inmate
10 cents.
10 cents, 17 cents, something stupid to make license plates, and then you turn around and sell them for $25, like, yeah, Oregon losing it. Portland is a tent city now.
Yep.
Around with drugs. It's insane.
It's like Mad Max.
Yeah, dude. Straight up Mad Max. Because they're like, everything's legal. Fuck it. Have fun. Go nuts. Some people get broken because of environment being dropped on the head. They snap. But yeah, absolutely. System of a Down had a song. They said it really, really well.
Oh, the song.
Literally, the song is called "The Prison Song."
Yeah.
Or Prison. And I'll read out the lyrics because they're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. Following the rights movement, you clamped on with your iron fist. Drugs became conveniently available for all the kids. Following the rights movement, you clamped on with your iron fist. Drugs became conveniently available for all the kids. I buy my crack, I smack my bitch right here in Hollywood. Nearly 2 million Americans are incarcerated in the prison system of the U.S. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in. Another prison system. Another prison system. Another prison system for you and me. Minor drug offenders fill your prisons. You don't even flinch. All our taxes paying for your wars against the new non-rich. And then they repeat it. And I buy my crack. I smack my bitch right here in Hollywood. All research and successful drug policy shows that treatment should be increased. And I don't really agree with this statement. Law enforcement decreased while abolishing mandatory minimum sentences. And they say that again. and then said, utilizing drugs to pay for secret wars around the world. Drugs are now your global policy. Now you police the globe. Now buy my crack, I'll smack my bitch right here in Hollywood. It's a good song. Yeah, it's all about like trying to like build a prison for you and me to live in. I think Welcome to the Jungle is about prison life. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just not right with them. Think Axel stole the song because the inmates have no rights. Probably. Axel's also a terrible human. So he was a good artist when he was on drugs and alcohol, but just a terrible human. He's a diva. Now, some of the things that System of a Down talks about, I don't necessarily agree with, but that whole CD was amazing. System of a Down Toxicity released in 2001. Great CD. Bro, I wish I could have seen System of a Down. I wanted to go see System of a Down when they were playing with Slipknot, the Pledge of Allegiance tour in 2001. And I was 14, and my mom was like, absolutely not. And I was like, but me. She was like, no, you're not going to this fucking concert. It was an amazing lineup that I will never ever get to see again. But I wanted to go to that so bad. I'm sure System puts on a hell of a show. Pledge of Allegiance tour. I was 14. My mom was like, fuck no. And I was like, but me. Get water.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, it was System of a Down and Slipknot and Joey Jordanson, I think it was, for the first time, and he may have done it at other shows. Like the actual like tour stopped because of 9/11, and then they started again. But like Joey was strapped into his drums, rocked out, and then flipped upside down, and was still playing drums. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "God damn it!" Could have witnessed that. Could have witnessed him doing the Tommy Lee. But it's fine. It's totally cool. I'm not bitter. It's okay. I think that Oregon had it right by decriminalizing drugs, but to allow it in public and allow homeless to take over the streets is one of the ways they messed up. I agree, Lauren. Went to Ozfest 2001. Oh my god, dude! I have that CD. That CD introduced me to Nonpoint, which we've met. I actually interviewed Elias. It was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, Ozfest 2001, amazing CD. It also got me into Union Underground. Good shit. I wish they would come out with a new CD. I miss Union Underground. Yeah, Ozfest 2001, great CD. Mhm. What? What? We're gonna have to find that. So, number one was Black Sabbath, The Wizard. Number two, Marilyn Manson, Love Song. Number three, Slipknot, New Abortion. Number four, Papa Roach, Blood Brothers. Number five, Linkin Park, With You. Number six, Zakk Wylde, Black Label Society, Super Terrorizer. Number seven, Disturbed Fear. Number 8, Mudvayne Death Blooms. That also got me into Mudvayne. Number 9, Drowning Pool Bodies. Number 10, Union Underground South Texas Death Ride. Number 11, OTEP. Feel Filthy. I was like, Philly. 12, Nonpoint What a Day. One of the greatest songs they've ever made. Number 13, Hatebreed Last Breath. Number 14, Systematic. Deep Colors Bleed. Pure Rubbish, Kiss of Death. American Head Charge, Reach and Touch. Such a banger. I spent that entire day high and drunk off of stuff given to me by strangers. Well, I was an idiot at that time. Also, Tom Seguro has a set where he's like, strangers are never gonna fuck you up. Your friends will. So it probably wasn't that bad. Seen Ozfest before it was Ozfest. Then the second time Danzig and Slayer were supposed to be there, but there were no shows. Fuck. I'd love to see Slayer live. Running Blood! Seasons of the Abyss would be amazing. Danzig. I appreciate Danzig and I know where he came from. But watching him get knocked out by a fan, you a bitch. You a bitch. And if you guys have never seen that video, I'll pull it up because it's hilarious. I'll even share with the class. All right, so it should come up. Bop! You just got knocked the fuck out! Yeah, Judas Priest would be awesome live. We're gonna slow mo it down so you can see the point that Danzig gets hit in the face. You bitch! Bop! Straight knocked out, hits the floor. Good shit. We could have witnessed that. We were just in the cage fight. Oh shit! Thanksgiving. Saturday Night Live is gonna go live here in like 30 minutes. It's Jody. Good dude. Yeah, Judas Priest, like I said earlier, Judas Priest would have been awesome to see live. He's got a new cover that he did with some rando chick for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it was actually pretty good. Rob something. I forget his last name. Rob Halford. We had Jolene with Dolly Parton. That was pretty good. But he did a cover with somebody this year. I don't remember what it was. Total Eclipse of the Heart with Doro. I don't know who the hell that is. But it was really good. But I mean, dude's been a rock and roll star for 40 years, 50 years, 40 years. I think they actually got their start like in the 80s. We about to find out. Or 70s, I mean. They were big in the 80s and 90s. So they started in 1969. Formed in Birmingham, in England. I was like, Birmingham, Alabama? God dang. 1969. He's been doing this shit for a long fucking time. 60 years. I thought it was like 40 or 50. He's got to be in his 70s. He's 72. Still rocking it out. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And his beard looks great. What are we doing, guys? Why did we have this meeting of kitties
Under the desk.
under the desk? Choo Choo, what are you doing?
Melon Link.
Chewy, what are you doing? Come here, buddy. You chonky bitch. What you doing? What you doing, Chithulu? Going under the bed? Cool.
But only for Ruby. Hi.
She's like, I'm gonna eat your soul. Because I'm in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much left, Ruby. I've already taken most of it. So. I'm glad that he's finally back to doing the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been way too long. You guys are all quiet and shit. I don't know what to talk about. Doing my closing duties, so I'm listening. Just gonna interact with them. Dude, you're good. I get it. I used to work in a vape shop where I would like fucking talk with Zach every shift, and I get it. I get it.
Ruby, you weigh a lot whenever you just stand, like, you put all your weight on your two
Ruby,
front
Ruby.
paws.
What are you doing? Back it up. Look at that.
Like, puts all of her weight on her two front paws, and it hurts my leg.
You get that. See a car on her nose. Yeah, you were abused. I know. Why we've had to be very gentle with our training of you. But it's okay. You're a pretty good dog. You just got to work on the barking thing.
Yeah.
The barking thing is awful. Any big trucks, buses, she's like, we're in danger. No.
The mailman, too.
UPS and FedEx are the worst for her. And it's like, they're probably bringing you food. Shut up. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
It's like,
Good day, huh? We love you, Ruby. Yeah, we love you. We love you too, bro. Jesus. So good. That sound. Sorry we didn't end up going to the knife store today. Go get this to me early. Besides the fact that it was often killing you. Because you knew that I knew.
Well, that and you would enjoy it. So.
No, I hate it. It's the worst. I just want a full size now. But it has to have Altum.
Mm-hmm.
Black Altum. I don't know that they make a full size of Black Altum.
I think they have. I know they have the regular Ultim.
On
The full size.
on
Blade HQ.
Blade HQ. We shall look.
Why did I go to Amazon?
I don't know.
Like the big 0 cent.
The VV with Altum. That looks really good. I don't know. There we go.
No, because
Because he clicked. I clicked it. There we go.
No, it just went deep. It's re-8. That's what it looks like.
That was too deep. Kind of looks like me. Oh, blade shape. That's pretty fucking sick. With the mini. XOM.
Amber Ultim.
That's the mini. There's XOM with the black.
There's
There's Micarta. Micarta. Could always just message him and be like, hey, can you do black all? Come on. Blue, stop licking. I also could just get a hold of some black all like make my own, put it on. So who's still with us? It says there's 4 people watching. So I'm assuming that's
PNW.
PNW. You're doing your closing duties. You're good, man. Lauren. T. And Justin? Question mark? They make a pen? What?
Out of stock, but
What? Oh, that's fancy. I like that a lot. Especially that cut in. Why do companies do this to me? I'd like to get a fucking Chavez pen, but they're hellaciously expensive. That's the mini. Yeah, it's the mini. That's the size of the blade.
I mean, it's the same price as the regular size, and the minis were a little bit cheaper.
No, I get that, but
The regular size are also called XON.
I get that, but it's got to have a longer blade on. Oh, so it literally says Exo Mini instead of Exo M.
The Exo M's are the full size.
Overall length. Okay. Blade length is still about the same.
It's just longer.
You should have a longer blade then. Oh, so you've got 0.3 difference on the sides. Fuck that. That's stupid. I want like a 4-inch scrappy. I'm gonna be like, ka-ching! You think that's a knife? This is a knife.
Pretty sure they can't go that big because of the state.
You can do that shit in
regulations.
Tennessee?
You can do anything in Tennessee. You can carry whatever knife you want.
Oh yeah, you can.
But a lot of states aren't like that.
You can also do that in Texas. A lot of southern states have those same laws.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck down here.
Because we realize it's a tool. It's a tool for a tool.
Like eye for an eye, tool for a tool.
I mean, I know that pieces fit. That's amazing. Oh, fuck. My Carol did that?
Mm-hmm.
I need one. But Timmy looks very fat.
I mean, Billy.
Or Billy looks very fat.
Timmy, Billy.
Timmy, Billy. What? For the fact of who's playing Ursula, that's the only reason I want to watch the movie. Because she's an amazing actress. Or, excuse me, that was sexist. She's an amazing actor. She's an amazing thespian.
There you go.
Yeah, we have the same issue that a lot of people have. We have all these streaming services, and we get to the point where we have nothing to watch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, a couple nights ago, I was like, "Fuck it, let's watch The Little Mermaid." And she was like, "No."
I grew up with the cartoon Little Mermaid. It's just gonna ruin it.
Everything from McCarthy. I get it. So does her husband.
I think they're like the perfect couple, though. Like,
Oh,
Like her husband and-
absolutely. Like
Melissa McCarthy and him.
if two matches made in heaven, so to speak, could be, it's them.
Yeah, they're like absolutely perfect for each other.
Absolutely perfect. Because it's like there's so many times where like you'll see an actress or an actor and you're like, they're married to who? Why? And then with McCarthy and her husband, it's like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, like, it makes sense. But you know, like they have so much fun together whenever they're like in a movie together.
Oh, just in general,
Yeah.
like on the day to day, they're like, this is my wife. Yeah, that's my husband. And they may have a thing with food while they have fun things happen. I don't know.
Like in Bridesmaids.
I don't know, but I would believe it. Someone say my card up. Bro, you're late to the party. I was looking up the Riot XO M, the full size, trying to see if I could find Black Ultim on the full size, and they don't make it. At
I
least
couldn't remember if they had.
on Knife HQ.
Like I thought they did, but I knew they had the Amber Ultim in the full size, but not the mini. So that's why I got you the Black Ultim.
I
was like, what's the Ultim?
love them.
But I was like, the black goes with the other stuff that you carry. Because usually you carry like black and gray and
Red.
red. The Amber Ultim really wouldn't have gone with.
No.
But they didn't make the Amber Ultimate Mini. So.
The only thing fancy that's not black or red that I carry in my pockets is my Damascus Hyperion and Damascus Speed. Everything else is black or red. Or silver.
Yeah.
Apex Arc.
Choo-choo.
Done on purpose so people could make it their own. And for argument's sake, like, my name is Black Star. I do like the inclusion of all of the colors. You want that Octo Pacific? What?
Oh,
Oh,
McCarthy.
McCarthy is
Ursula.
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 Ursula. Ursula. Ura. I'm not female enough for that phrase, or have boobs big enough for that phrase. No, can't do it. Not that person. Yeah, it's it's so funny that, like, we were already together when I came up with Black Star Rockwear. But, like, when we first got together, you were all about stars, and I was like, "Yeah, they're okay." And then I became Black,
Cool.
and you're Estrella, which is Spanish for star. España star. I'm the dark one. Who likes your 2 eyes? On a completely other random subject, I think that would be the perfect name for our podcast. Shadow Band. Shadow Band the podcast. Or Shadow Band podcast. Because we're going to talk about some shit that's going to get it.
That'll get us down.
Or just banned. Like, look, we're already telling you guys before everything starts. Change of topic. What's the strangest thing you ever experienced in life? Cheryl sent me a friend request. Does she have a new Facebook?
Or she was hacked.
Or she was hacked, either way. I read your comment. I'm going to answer that. I just got to think about it a little bit because I don't know. Like, what quantifies strange? I need some more parameters before I answer the question.
Strangest thing I'm experiencing right now is Blue just staring at me.
I'll shoot her a text and be like, "Hey, is that really you?"
Your Facebook did hack.
So Tuesday.
Paranormal supernatural. Weird feeling. The strangest. I mean, there's a lot for me. So
Yeah, you've got more than I do. I think it was that house that we were living in to where we could hear the footsteps.
For you.
I think so. Or, well, no, there was also the weird thing that happened in my ex-girlfriend's house where I saw that black cloud. Jessica one. I have a weird thing, and I never did this on purpose, but apparently I date the same names over and over again. Apparently, I'm just like, maybe this time it'll work. Alina's Alina too. It did work. Finally. You tell the story about your friends in that house that your mom and dad had.
Well, I was thinking about that, or like the time that you were like, "Oh, hey, let's go check out this house," and I literally couldn't
Oh
walk into it.
yeah, that would be a good one too. You can take my seat. Go drain the lizard. Alina's story time. Have
I,
fun.
I like green.
Enjoy. I like. I like.
Chewy, you don't have to like lay over there in the corner. No, but he doesn't have to like lay over here in the corner. So T, when Chris and I were in college, there was an abandoned house. It was a very pretty house, and Chris wanted to go check it out one day because he was like, "Oh man, like this house would be awesome. It's probably a good price. 'Cause it's been sitting empty for a while. We could fix it up, blah blah." So we went over to check it out, and the back door, you had to like walk up some steps, and then there was like a little back patio, and then you could walk in the back door. So I was following Chris up the steps. We get to the back door, it's unlocked. Chris walks into the house, no problem. I'm standing like in the doorway, and I try to go inside. I try to move my feet, but my feet feel like they're like glued to the ground. They won't move. So I told Chris, I was like, "You're gonna have to do this one without me. Like, I'm just gonna wait for you in the car because I literally can't walk inside." So I walked back down the steps. I go sit in the car and wait for him while Chris like explores this house. He comes out of the house, tells me like what all he found. He was like, "Oh yeah, it was really cool, blah blah blah."
Choo-choo.
But what did you say that you saw in the house? Like,
Like half the house was scorched.
yeah. So
Like half the living room was scorched.
yeah,
And
and then
come to find out.
well, I'm not there yet. So
Okay.
when we left, when we went to go leave, his car got stuck in the driveway. And it hadn't been raining or anything either, mind you. It wasn't muddy outside. It wasn't like it was I think it was around the same time, like it was fall.
Mhm.
So like maybe things were a little damp, but not anything crazy. And Chris had to walk over to the neighbor's house and be like, "Hey, can you help me get my car out?" Because we got stuck.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't. So come to find out that it was a family that lived there, and they had what, adopted kids, or it was just their
No, no,
kids.
no, no, no. They were
Remind me of that story because I can't remember.
they were a foster family
That's right, foster family.
that had just a bunch of troubled kids, and they made money off the kids. Probably not great people, but one of the kids decided, "I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down," which was why it was abandoned and why the half the living room was covered in soot. We didn't know any of this. Um, I don't remember if somebody died in the fire or not.
I
I
don't
don't
think so.
think so.
Mm-mm.
But it was like, Jesus Christ, a lot of negative energy. Is the reason why she couldn't go into the house.
Yeah, like I tried.
The house was nice. Like we could have gotten it super cheap, but she can go in the house. I'm like, well, throws that idea.
Yeah. And for the fact that your car got stuck in the driveway when we were trying to leave, I was like, "Oh shit."
There was a
Right.
lot of negative energy in the house. I felt it, but I could actually like walk through. Like walk but it was just like this heaviness that was there. I literally got to the door and she goes, "Nope, I can't move from my spot." And I was like, "Okay."
I was like, "You're on your own. Go explore it." That was probably like one of the strangest things.
Really? Trouble in Paradise? Oh, that's.
Yeah.
I thought it was Kayla from Kentucky.
Oh.
That checked out.
Let's see. The house that I grew up in had that place was haunted as well. So it was super fun just because you were like you'd be trying to go to sleep and then you would hear kitchen cabinets or like kitchen drawers like opening and closing.
Excuse me.
And one morning we got up, or my mom got up, and I told her that I had heard some like kitchen drawers opening and closing, and we couldn't find one of our cats at the time, Smokey. And she like kept on hearing like a faint like mew, and she's like, "Where is that coming from?" He was in one of the drawers, but the drawer was closed. And we were like, "There's no way that." I mean, like he could have gotten in there and like laid down, but there's not really a way unless you pushed it closed that he could have like closed himself up in the drawer. Anything supernatural. So that house that I grew up in, there was um 2 ghosts inside the main house, a ghost in the um garage, and then one in the basement. So it was very interesting because you would just hear random sounds. It was mostly like random sounds, but then like one day I was home by myself. I was a little bit older, so I was old enough to be left alone, or left home alone until my parents got home from work. And I went to go open up the door to the garage because we had a door let out to the garage, and then you have the garage door. I opened up the door to go out to the garage, and I saw a man standing there in like flannel shirt. And like I did a double take. Whenever I did a double take, he was gone. And he just stayed out there in the garage. Never like did anything, never like caused any issues, whatever. He just chilled out there in the garage. But being home alone by yourself, seeing somebody standing out in the garage like freaks you out. You would just hear like random footsteps in the middle of the night of like going down the basement steps, drawers in the kitchen closing and opening on their own, footsteps in the middle of the night. Like, it would just shit like that.
That's awesome. You need to do something like that
It's like
with
a
my
lazy
machines.
Susan, but with
It is, but I need to do something like that in my shop. Fucking rotate, and I'm good to go. That's cool.
house I grew up in, let me also say that it wasn't anything bad that was there. It was just like mischievousness.
I'm out like that.
Like I never got like a bad feeling. It was always like I'm gonna fuck with shit, ha ha ha, because it's funny.
Well, so like the way that I've always been taught growing up is that like my mom being super religious, ghosts don't really exist. It's all angels and demons and the veil. I disagree with that. I absolutely think there's a lot of things out there that we don't understand. Things that happen behind the scenes, if you will, behind the veil. And I absolutely do think angels and demons actually exist in a different way than most people think of them, especially demons. But the only thing that makes sense to me is that ghosts, as long as they're not fucking with shit, is just our energy that's left over. So, like, you go into a house and you see an apparition that takes the same path that they took for 60 years. It's like imprints on a record, just being replayed over and over and over again because energy can neither be destroyed nor created. We just it's reciprocal. So
Well, it's the same reason why you can still get radio signals from
Mhm.
radio stations that were like in the 50s, you know. like,
exactly.
they still exist out there in the
Ether.
yeah. So
But when you get entities that can mess with things, well, then you're dealing with a whole different situation other than energy,
yeah.
good or bad.
Well, my mom said that when I went to my first day of kindergarten, because you have to remember, I mean, a little kid, like they're home 24/7. First day of kindergarten, my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and she was cleaning the
Damn,
house.
we lost PW and Justin.
But she was cleaning the house and she was vacuuming, and she said that she felt like someone was like right over her shoulder. And she was the only one home because my dad was
Actually,
at
we
work.
may have lost T as well.
Maybe
So I was
not.
one of the two.
Anyway, so my mom was home alone. My dad was at work. I was at school. But she was like, I felt like somebody like was just over my shoulder. And she was like, all day, no matter what I was doing, like I felt that. And she said, finally, she said, I turn around and be like, Alina is fine. She's at school. Today was her first day at kindergarten. And she said, after that, it was fine. But she was like, it was like they were like worried, like, where is she? Because I was home 24/7 up until that time. So that's probably like one of the weirder things. But I didn't experience that. My mom did.
Hell no.
Please. And then we lived in that haunted ass house.
Which nothing ever really messed with us. It was just you had to get used to the walking of the upstairs floor and the stairs.
There was a couple times I felt somebody sit on the foot of the bed, so that was fun.
Mhm.
And there was nothing there.
That happened the first night we were in that motherfucker.
Yeah, it just felt like somebody sat down on the edge of the bed, like on the foot of the bed. And I looked because I thought it was a cat because we've always had cats. And there was no cat, but there was like somebody like sitting on the edge of the bed.
Yeah, that the first night we were in that house, you fell asleep pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard time falling asleep, and it was pretty weird. Just same thing, like there was a heaviness there. Our house was always like super cold, so like that house we were renting, it was middle of summer, 100 degrees outside. It was like 40 degrees.
It wasn't that cold.
It wasn't that cold, but like there was a significant temperature difference. And it wasn't like we had the air on or anything because it's like fuck, we don't need to. So it's like I was in a robe and jogging pants. I was like, cold. And I don't get cold very easily.
Go save us on electricity.
They did.
They were just like, I'm trying to look out for you.
Thanks, Mr. Army Ghost. But like it was one of those things where it's like we knew we were never in any danger. So it was just like, oh, the house is kind of quirky.
And the rent was cheap, though.
And the rent was cheap. The property management sucked dick, but we got out of the place as soon as we could.
Yeah.
I think we lost our deposit, but we were able to break lease.
Yeah.
We had two roommates at the time, and they both bounced, and we were like, we can't afford this time. And the company had already pissed us off, so we were like, we're out.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Because it was one of those, like, we would ask for stuff to be done, and they would just not do it or, like, take their sweet time and do it.
I replaced the guts to the toilet in that house.
Yeah.
Because I had to. pretty much done that in any place we've ever rented.
Yeah. So
So, to any of you that may rewatch this video that you're renting, become friends with your maintenance guy.
mhm.
Life is good. Hey, man, I need this fixed. Okay, well, I'll get right on it. No, I can do it. I just need the parts. Here you go. Sweet. I appreciate it. I had to replace one of the receptacles in our apartment. And he just gave me a receptacle. And he's like, have fun, go nuts. It keep me from having to do it. So,
Yeah.
he loved
So where were you living in Paris?
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had to replace the guts of one of the toilet. And he gave me a whole fucking kit. He was like, here you go. We didn't have to call him for much. Don't play with the boards.
Hell no.
No, hell no.
You're
Don't.
inviting all kinds of shit if you do that.
Best advice I can give to anybody that's curious about the supernatural or Ouija boards or crystals or anything like that. Don't fuck with shit you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about anything. Even if you think you understand, you may not understand. Don't fuck with shit you don't understand. No, hell no.
Mm-mm. No, I've never touched an Ouija board in my
Now,
life.
Ouija, the movie, there was 2 or 3 of them. They're
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
But as far as like me messing with that, hell no.
Seances and crystals and incantations and Ouija board. Don't fuck with shit you don't understand. Mm-mm. Things exist outside of our scope of realization. Ouija board mouse pad. I mean, you do you. But don't fuck with shit you don't understand. I would like to say I don't fuck with shit I don't understand. But spiritually, I don't
Yeah.
fuck with shit I don't understand. I fuck with shit I don't understand all the time. Because I want to learn how it works.
But whenever it comes to that paranormal stuff,
No, hell no. I don't understand anything.
I've experienced enough weird shit in my life to be like, I don't need to go searching for it. Like,
No. Hell no. Hell no. To the no, no, no.
even now, like I'll be driving down the road and all of a sudden like I'll get chills and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm passing by this house. Cool." Like some shit's been going on there or has gone on there previously.
Yup.
Don't want to mess with that house. Like,
And whereas I'm like still like optimistic. I'm like, well, it's a new property. And then we drive by it or look
go
something
to it.
up and she's like, mm-mm. Or find out that like you fell in love with a house that could be really nice and it's been in the same family for like 60 fucking years and it's like Hills Have Eyes situation. You're like, mm-mm. That happened to me fairly recently. Like, we can buy this house. We can get it for a good price. Nobody's living there. The whole fucking family that lived there. I had no idea. Because from the outside, it looks like it's abandoned.
Yeah, it looks abandoned. It looks rough.
Looks disheveled as fuck.
The house I showed you in Lewisburg that I was like, is that a person standing in the woods or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
That's the house is still for sale. And I'm like, I wonder why. I wonder why it's still for sale. Because I'm pretty sure that they captured in one of the photos of the realty photos, they show the picture of like the
I mean,
backyard.
we can pull it up.
There's like it looks like a person standing back there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's a person. It's either a person or part of a tree, but it looks like a person. Like the house is haunted.
Do you remember the address?
Just go to realtracks.com and then look up Lewisburg. So you just type in Lewisburg, Tennessee. Or if you start typing it, it should pop up. There you go.
Sensing shit, some ESP shit, strange lights, crap. It's still on our fridge. It's
It's
schizo or some shit. What's still on your fridge? Oh,
My wife's cousin cut us out a fridge magnet, a Ouija board on her laser engraver, and I threw it out the car window, and she made me get it. So go to grid. There you go. And then scroll down because it's fairly pricey house. So I can't remember the exact price on it, but I'll know the house whenever I see it. It's a pretty house, but it was built in like the early 1900s, and it was been renovated, and they did a really good job on it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, there it is, that
this
one.
one?
Yep.
All right. So, Wade Brown Road. All right. So, this is the house. Not bad.
No,
I like that garage.
It's a cute little house. They renovated it. They did a good job. Like,
Looks awesome inside. Love all the dark wood.
mm-hmm.
Kitchen's nice.
Like, I love the exposed wooden beams.
Hell yeah. Like, the bitch has been gutted and redone. Nice shower.
Oh.
Property doesn't look bad.
The garage, and they have a carport back there.
Carport.
Okay, that's all cool. Front door, garage. So they have this barn that's back there too. Obviously, the barn is super old.
Old as shit.
So they took this picture and then go to the next one. So this is the picture on the other side of the barn. Like, you walk through the barn, and this is like the back side of the barn.
Orb right there.
So yeah, there's that, and then what the fuck is that? Like, where Chris's mouse is. Can you zoom in? Here. Nope. Just click the plus sign. Like, to me, that looks like a person.
Could be. Or a stump.
It could be part of a tree.
But, I mean, regardless, we got orbs.
Yeah. So, anyways, the house is still for sale. It's been sitting there now for a few months. And
They redid
exit
the whole damn thing.
Exit the photos. So it was built in 1929. They're both like, what's wrong with it?
$5.99. That's not bad.
$5.99, but it's 4 acres of land.
4 acres. That's not bad at all.
But I'm like, I feel like this is probably haunted.
I mean, or nope.
It looks like a person standing back there. Now, granted, like I said, it could be part of a tree.
I think it's just a tree stump, but regardless, you got orbs.
Yeah, you still have the orbs up there.
Energy and activity there, regardless.
I mean, the house is old as shit, so like
1929.
There is probably some like residual energy there.
Paranormal activity.
He said my grandfather's place was fucking nuts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just
she was probably still living in a home that was made by Sears. That was the thing back then. Like, it was super inexpensive.
Yeah.
Contact Sears and order your house through their fucking catalog.
Yep.
They bring it to you and build it.
And the houses are still fucking standing.
Still standing. But the green orb, nope. Exactly.
Yeah.
But 2-bay garage to make my knife shop out of.
It's a nice property. Like, I like the house. I like everything about it. But then whenever I saw that other picture with the orb and then what looks like a person standing back there, I was like, no. Some of these houses, though, I would be like, just want to go look at them. Be like, oh yeah, we're interested in buying, even if we're not interested in buying, just to go look at the house. Because I'd be curious, like, could I even walk into the house, like, or would I be like,
that's the $1 million question, and that would literally be like, would tell us everything. Can you guys calm down?
He said that place is fine / clean.
Benevolent. Probably like fucking grandma still there.
Probably.
Or grandpa, whatever.
If there is something there, it's not anything like. I wouldn't think it would be anything like malicious or anything like that. It would just be annoying more, especially if you spent $600,000 on the house to get like this ghost that's like, I'm gonna walk through the house. I'm gonna slam this cabinet. Do you pay bills around here? No, sir. No, you do not.
The old grandpa, grandma shuffle.
Yeah. Like, no nail it or anything like it.
I mean, I personally think that would just be energy left over.
Yeah, probably.
1929.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of human interaction that house has seen.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about how many like families that house.
World War
has seen.
II, like Great Depression, like a house has seen some shit. The 80s.
All the cocaine.
Cocaine.
The 90s.
Cocaine. But I would like to get anytime I go by a house when I'm driving and like it looks not lived in, I'm like, fuck, you can turn that. It's got good bones. And sometimes there's a reason why it's abandoned. I'm like, get that at a good price, flip it, make it what it should be, make some money, but always a caveat.
Yep.
Think, stop. Stop!
He just said no. Don't talk back.
It's fine.
You sassy bitch.
He is a sucker. But I would like to get 5 acres minimum that has an old rundown house on it that we could redo. Like, even if it's not able to be lived in, we're going to make money off of selling this house. So it's like, well, we can take that, get an RV or something like that, live in that. I would redo the house, and then we would have a really nice house. Plus, we'd also have an RV or a camper, whatever the situation may be. But like, it'd be cool. It'd be really cool.
I've lived in 2 places where someone got killed, but I didn't feel anything, so it was okay. No. If I know that someone got killed in a place, I don't care if I feel anything or not. Like, I don't think I would be able to.
So our house is 6 years old.
Yeah.
It was a brand new house in
2017.
2017. Pretty sure that like our neighborhood is built onto like something happened with the Civil War or there's like Indian something here is like we have some random shit that happens in our house and around the neighborhood. And so when we saw pictures of this house before we bought it, there was like 3 houses in the neighborhood that had been built. More than that, but like some of the houses that we have as neighbors like didn't exist yet.
Mhm.
And like it was just hayfield.
It was just farmland.
Just farmland. So I think something happened like here
On the land?
on the land, but I don't know what it was because we have random shit. Like I said, we have random shit that happens from time to time.
Oh, yeah. I have the thing in the guest bathroom that, like, will fall off the wall.
Yeah.
It's happened twice now.
Used to sleep on an old hospital bed. People died. God damn.
I was a kid. It was for my mom, but she never used it.
I gotcha. Link, what are you doing, sir? That's not a stoop for you.
She's like, sure it is. It's a good spot for me.
My mom had a hospital bed, and then it went back to whoever they were renting it from after mom passed away.
What are you doing?
I hear voices. Jesus. Link, you're going to get chocolate. I'm not joking. I'm going to get down.
Come on.
Male, female, white, Asian, black. That's racist, T.
Yeah, it's like a wiener, huh?
This is like a wiener. What do you think?
Tell by the
That's racist.
I'm not a mountain to climb, sir.
Quit being a psycho kitty. What are you doing, Linky Boo? What are you doing?
Lauren said my in-laws live in a house, and the house next to it was an old orphanage or mental hospital where I think a bunch of kids died. I hated that house. It creeped me the fuck out.
Duh.
Rightfully so. Another nice thing about having animals is that they'll tell you if anything is going on.
Like we had little P the other night that was like,
She kept on staring at the ceiling, and I'm like, "There's no bugs or anything in the house. Why are you staring at the ceiling?" But that's the only thing I hate about whenever cats just stare at something. Like, what are you staring at? What do you see that I don't see? Come
We-
play with us, Lauren.
we think that my mom has like haunted us since she passed. Because like there's been times where we're trying to go to sleep and the computer will just fucking the monitor will just turn on or the computer will turn on and we're like, I'm gonna go sleep. What the fuck? But then you go into what I originally said, where it's like people's energy shouldn't be able to interact with things. So if it's my mom, she's also never been to this house. So I don't know.
Also, where people are like, "Oh yeah, I want to go to this place that's like super haunted or whatever." Like, um, so we live in Tennessee, in Louisville, Kentucky. There's Waverly Hills Sanitarium, super actually haunted. People go there for tours. Yes, it would be cool, but also, like, I worry, what if something like attaches itself to you and then you bring it home? Like, you bring home an extra souvenir that you didn't want, and then weird shit starts happening, whatever. Now, typically that only happens if you take something, but still, like, that's also a fear that I have. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to this place that's super haunted.
Something's gonna attach itself to you.
Yeah. And then you bring home an extra souvenir that you did not ask for. People brought a phone home and it started
What?
ringing. Not plugged in.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Hell no.
Burn it.
Well,
Exactly, little P. She gets it. She was like, burn it. Or do like a salt ring around it. Either. Same. Better stop yawning shit.
Hey, right back.
I would have been like, mm-mm, this is not my
Hey.
uh rock the bush hill to forget how the song is. Stone to roll. There we go.
Same thing goes like whenever you're shopping for antiques. Like you find something really cool or whatever, like you kind of have to be careful about. We've seen too many horror movies too, with like, oh, I'm gonna bring this box home.
Oh, absolutely, we've seen way too many horror movies. That's so low. I know, Lil P.
He said there's a YouTube video on it.
Of course there is. Oh well, of course I like them. They're from fucking Seattle.
I think it was an asylum or abandoned hospital. What that the phone was from?
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Don't do that. So there was a song that I really like from them.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen videos of that. That freaks me out too. I'm like worried. Like, what if we have a person living in our attic that we don't know about? There's like videos on TikTok about that too, where like a couple lived in their house for like 2 or 3 years before they figured out that there was a person living in their attic. And what he would do is he would come out at night, open up the refrigerator, eat food, and like do shit around the house super quietly, and then go back up into the attic. They never knew he was there. He would have been living in the house for like 3 years with them. Stealing their pee.
Again, still another man's peanut butter.
Well, the reason why, like, they found out was because they set up cameras on the inside of their house because they would wake up in the morning and for shit like that, they'd be like, "I thought that we had more bread than this," or "I thought that we had more that like, did you eat the last of this?" And the other person's like, "No." And yeah, so they set up cameras inside their house because they're like, "Well, is one of us sleep eating? Like, are we getting up in the middle of the night, sleepwalking and eating, and we don't know it?" And that's how they figured out there was a fucking person living inside their house.
Mhm. I got a tool that will take care of that real quick. 9 millimeter.
Well, they called the police to like come and
Hell
like
no, I ain't calling no police.
bro, check everything first before moving in. Well, yeah, there's nobody living in our attic. I've been up into our attic before. Like it's fine, but
Yeah, I can't. I can't go into our attic.
the ladder. So I get to go up there. Woo! They they creepy. Maybe just unfit for this world. Maybe they're like monks. They're just squatters. Except for living in them living in a house that's abandoned, they live in a house that is not abandoned.
I mean, they would get a warning sound.
But it's just like, can you imagine though, like living in your house for like 3 or 4 years and finding out that there has been another person, a whole other person living there without your knowledge the whole time? Like that'd just be creepy.
I got tools to fix that.
And also like you would feel like your privacy has been like
Violated.
for sure.
Like I said, I have a tool to fix that.
Like you walk
We,
around
we have a we have a couple tools to fix that,
like you walk around your house naked or whatever. Like,
which I do. Like woo! Some motherfuckers hearing from that. Oh,
right. floor, and I don't think that they do. Well, if they do, they would do it like when no one was home. Like, so if you knew, I would imagine if you lived in the same house as other people and they didn't, like, you were undetected, you would probably know the people's schedule pretty well. So you would know like when it's safe to come down. And I guess like if you wanted to take a shower and wash your clothes, that would be the time to do it. Or you just wouldn't take a shower and wash your clothes ever. He said, I think they use your clothes, missing socks type of thing. How often did you smell the people? Like, would they fart and people playing dogs each other?
Went up a number.
So I'm saying if someone was living inside your house and they were going undetected, like they would probably know your schedule pretty well. Where like if there was two people living in the house and they both worked, you would know like by 9 o'clock in the morning everybody's out of the house.
Except for they're working from home.
Yeah, like there's no way someone
Like,
could live in our house.
fuck!
There's no way someone else could live in our house without us knowing.
They have to be nocturnal. It's super quiet. The dogs would lose their shit.
Oh yeah, 110%. Our dogs would tell us if there was anybody.
The moment that door opened up from the attic, they would lose their mind.
Oh yeah. Which is why we have two dogs. For situations like that.
Yep.
Even though they're doofuses, but they would protect us. It's really loud.
Well, yeah,
But if you didn't have dogs, you'd have to have like some type of security system inside of your house.
Ruby, stop.
But like the thing that I don't get is if someone is living inside of your house, like if when you buy a house, you do a home inspection and all that, and the home inspectors look at everything.
They would catch it.
So I would imagine that they would catch it if someone was already living there. Because there would be signs.
But a doppelganger and you've been this entire time. Well, that's not really Chris.
What if that's not really Chris?
Oh, I'm me. Trust me. I'm me.
You are dreaming and he's a demon imposter. Wake up.
Oh, I'm me. I'm 110% authentic.
Plot twist, I wake up and this entire time has just been a dream the whole time that we've been together. Like,
Matrix.
I wake up and I'm like 17 years old. I get to redo everything all over again. I'd be like, fuck, I've already done this. I know what to do and what not to
I was
do.
about to say, you better be a millionaire by the time you hit your 30s because you've already been given the information.
I haven't been taking notes though.
Good luck. Try and remember. So I would be in a really hard situation because like knowing all that information, like going back to like Murray State, I'd be like, okay, so if I do this, I'm going to be in debt. But if I don't do this, then I'm not going to have the job when I'm in my late 30s. And so what I would do is I would not go in as an art major, but just go in as an advertising major and only be like $30,000.
Oh, I wouldn't go to college
instead
at
of
all.
$60,000.
If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't go to college at all. I would have gone to a trade school instead.
But you wouldn't be in the same position you're in now.
No, that's the whole point. I don't want to be in the same position I am now.
Your body would be broken.
I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go to a trade school. I'm gonna learn like welding. I'm gonna make a shit ton of money.
Your body would be broken
Why?
because it's all back-breaking labor.
Okay. No, different reality altogether. You fucked. Like, I'm gonna go to a trade school. I'm gonna learn something, not be in debt, make shit ton of money. But plot twist would be I would know where I needed to be to meet you. So I would have to like come up with the reason, like, oh, I'm gonna,
You would have to go and get your associate's degree before you went to a trade school.
which is fine because I got that on scholarship. So like, no debt there. So I would still do that, but then afterwards, instead of going to college, I would
Definitely harder. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have nothing but love and respect for tradesmen. Technically, I am as well with knife making, but it's taxing. Yes, you make a lot of money and like you don't have debt unless you just cause yourself to be in debt because you're an American.
Mhm.
But like, there's a cost with that. Like, you don't see a whole lot of like 50-year-old craftsmen in certain fields for a reason. Quit licking. Oh, hi, Chris. I heard you take your salad on. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing?
Maybe because I'm not denying it, so they're just going with it.
Hi, Chris. I hear you like to have your salad on. I'll be like, well, that's a thing apparently. Okay. Like all those YouTube videos where like they did with Titanic, where it's like people are just going super funny.
Yeah, I know. My back would probably be fucked right now, but I'd be a lot skinnier because I'd be on like doing shit all the time. Would be sitting in front of a computer all day. Wouldn't have to work for the man.
Kingpin. Yes, he would. It'd just be a different variation working for the man.
Just a like,
You're
different
always
man.
gonna, you're always going to work for the man or the woman, depending on the situation. Kingpin. You do, but most of them have had some kind of surgery to fix them. What exactly? Like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect and reverence for blue collar workers that do a trade, but it's at a cost. Always at a cost. Unless you're an equipment operator, then it's not a fucking cost. You're just usually a druggie or an alcoholic.
Well, so here's the thing: if I wouldn't have gone to college and gone to a trade school, what would have been my options? Go into like some type of field that's trade, where it's hard on your body and all of that, or going to cosmetology or nursing. I don't want to be a nurse. I never wanted to be a cosmetologist.
Female in Tennessee ever.
Yeah. Never wanted to be a nurse, never wanted to be a cosmetologist. So I would have been like, oh, hey guys, what are you doing over here in the shop? Let me show you. Because I was good at welding. So, like, that's why I was like, oh, I could have gone into welding and done that. And been like the only female welder, like, in any job site ever.
Well, that glass ceiling has been broken.
Well, yeah. But there's still not many female welders out there. There's more now than what there used to be for sure, but like still.
We could have been Kings.
I know, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Then we would have opened up our own like metal shop with welding and everything else, and I could have do knife making. We could have done welding. Could have had a custom metal shop for people who do their fences or whatever they want to do. We could have been Kings.
Mm-hmm.
We already have milk.
I'm saying if I wake up tomorrow and this was all a dream, I'm telling you our plans now. I'll still meet you, and then
College will be a lot quicker for me because I know what to do.
yeah, and I just won't go to college because I'll be like, it did not help me the first time around. So we're gonna go a different route.
Ruby, stop fucking with the cats. Jesus. I would still have to go to college. I would still have to go to that trade school. Because I learned a lot with the trade.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I'd be done. I wouldn't have to go back to college.
Yeah. I just wouldn't. For me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do college. I would do the natural state again to get my associate's degree, but
You'd have to pretend you know nothing of him.
he exists outside the dream.
I hope so.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: I would know when and where I had to be to meet him again, and then
I would be oblivious, and you would have all the answers.
yeah, we would meet, and then I'd be like, okay, I'd be like the scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where a dude has like all the
You wouldn't have
strings
been able to
attached.
keep your mouth shut.
Hell no, I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth
You got
shut.
like, look, you don't know me. We get married and we have a really great life. And I would have been like, holy shit, you're batshit fucking crazy.
I would have waited till like the third date to like spring all this on you.
So it would have been after the Clarksville date.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was already smitten after the first date.
So then I would have just laid it all out there for you and be like, look, here's what's gonna
I'd
happen.
have been like,
That's not what she's doing now.
I don't. So
I know I for
So-
sure don't know what I'm doing.
So, like, we've already established that, like, I married up. I got extremely lucky. Our first official date was a doozy. Also, I asked her to marry me on the porch of a trailer. Very Tennessee.
Yeah.
Very, very fucking Tennessee. And I'm from the north. I was born in Washington. So I assimilated well. But what we have always prided ourselves on is we have a relationship of first. So we always like to do things that we've never done before
Mhm.
with each other.
Mhm.
So we established that before we even took our first date. Because I was like, okay, relationship first. What have you experienced? What have you not experienced? Like, essentially give you a questionnaire. And
Well, also the reason for that is because I came out of an abusive relationship.
I came out of an
He
abusive
came-
relationship.
So like
So we wanted to do things different.
Yeah.
And so she told me she has never been into a porn store. And I was like, well, we have to. Because I'd been into the same porn store before when I was in high school. And it was a thing. So. And then she also told me she had never been to
White Castle.
White Castle. And I was like, oh, fucking perfect. So we went to the porn store and she was like, well,
I was 18 at the time. No, I was 19 at the time.
You were 19, I was 20.
I was 19 at the time. Okay, so
Took
a long time ago.
Took her to her first porn store. Porn store. Not porn star, porn store.
Adult store.
Adult store. And she was just like, well, that's the thing. Okay, wow. And I was like, yeah, it's a lot. And so we left there and we went to a tattoo parlor that was ran by my buddy and my buddy's dad when we were in high school. And she got a piercing. And I didn't want to get a piercing because I'd already been yelled at a lot from my dad on getting piercings. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But she got her industrial done.
Yeah, on my ear. I don't have it anymore. It's just the bar that goes.
And so after that, we went to White Castle. We had a very good dinner. Her mind was blown about White Castle. And I was like, I told you it's great. Shit food, but it's great.
I think we went to the mall after
We
that.
went to the mall after that. And then after that, I was like, fuck, I should have gotten a piercing. And she was like, let's go to another piercing place. And I was like, cool. And so we went to a different piercing shop that was like a Christian piercing tattoo parlor. It was really weird.
Yeah.
I got my industrial done. Or no, I got my cartilage on the other side, and I still have it. I just don't wear it. And so yeah, we had porn, White Castle, and piercings all on our first date. Very red. Spread this out. Jesus Christ. So my buddy that his dad owned, he probably still owns that parcel. Him and another one of my really good friends that we don't talk anymore. None of us talk anymore. We went into that porn shop when we were 18, and both of them were idiots. And one of them decided that they were going to take the 24-inch double-headed black dildo off the wall and start smacking both of us with it. So I was like, I'm gonna have to take it.
And she had salad for dessert. Now the rest is history.
You guys are the worst.
We didn't even do anything on that first date.
Did we not?
Mm.
You're right. There's several dates that kind of get muddled together.
Yep. That's how our relationship started. Porn, White Castle, piercing.
Oops.
So we didn't buy anything from the porn store.
You did a lot from the story you told. Ooh, that's pretty.
I just wanted to go into an adult store because I had never been.
So we've always prided ourselves on like doing things for the first time together. Not
But stuff doesn't count.
get a little warm in here. Like, ooh, ah.
That's a psych trick.
Another story for another time.
So many events in one date, and it seems like you know each other longer.
Yeah, we always like anytime we go to do something new, we're like, relationship at 1st.
Mhm.
Like, I still got it 27 years later.
Not that
Fucking feels man, that in a good way.
I mean, we went to that place tonight. That was a place that we have never been.
Mm-hmm.
We've never been to a place like it either. So
Mhm.
that's the relationship at first.
Relationship, we've never been to a speakeasy before.
Oh yeah.
Relationship of first. It was pretty cool. It was just super dark.
Yeah. So when we came back out, we are like, fuck, it's so bright.
Whiskey. Really. Went to water park of sorts in Missouri or Kentucky for the first time.
Kentucky.
And we were like just both fucking soaked because
It was a water balloon
wars, and we did that on a whim. And it's like relationship apart. Went to Missouri together just on a whim. Relationship apart. Done a lot of shit together for the first time. Now get out the Ouija board and ask to talk to the demon that pretends to be a
Hell no.
Fuck no. Let's go straight for the plot twist. What a twist! I am not a fan of M. Night Shyamalan, by the way. I don't need it. No, I was trying to get it out of my way.
Thought you were looking for it.
No, I was trying to move it. Not a fan of Shimmalama Ding Dong. His movies are usually awful.
Mhm.
What a twist! The twist is you still have a job as a director in Hollywood. That's the fucking twist. You know how humans, especially women, think big heads, tiny bodies with big eyes are cute. We're not Japanese, so the Greys. Look, if that's the case, Alina must think I'm Oogly. Supposed to hear that cute shit. He said, "You know how humans, especially women, think big heads, tiny bodies with big eyes are cute. Like you must think I'm ugly. I got a big head, got big eyes. I don't, I don't, he was like that just describes the Greys.
You have a big head, regular eyes.
Well, I mean, in proportion to my head, they're big. Like in proportion with my head, they're normal. But like for anybody else, like they're big
It's
because
'cause you
my
have a
head's
big head.
big.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
know
have
I have a big head. I'm in the process of evolution to turning into one of the Greys. I just got to lose some weight. I don't believe. I've said this before. I don't believe they're actual aliens. I think they're just a different species on this planet. A lot of different species that conveniently kept hidden from us. We don't know the truth. The truth is out there. Doo, 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 doo. Shit still kills me that fucking X Files and Major Key.
Oh
Just
yeah.
sounds like you're on an adventure.
No, they just sewer.
I mean, either way. Sewer demons or different nationality, like whatever. You've heard this song before. I think it's called like Stone to Throw or something like that. It's like
Mhm.
push the stone up the hill. Da, 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 da. It's a good song.
Probably
You've
have.
heard it before. I didn't know it was them. And I was like, let's see what other stuff they play. And it was like a different nationality. They live in your attic. Jesus. Um, I did the playlist on Spotify with them, and it was like, uh, Dave Grohl was drummer, not them Cricket Vultures, but Queens of the Stone
Mhm.
Age. A lot of like alt stoner rock, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, wasn't mad about it.
You an alien species? Huh?
Probably
Are you an alien species that's here to like
help us evolve.
keep tabs on us, see what we're doing? Mhm. Is that what's going on, Ruby?
To build in another McKay's,
Huh. Oh,
Kentucky,
where'd you live?
Greensboro. I guess they're moving
To Greensboro.
from Greensboro. I don't know. It's pretty cool though.
Enough. Enough. I gave you some attention.
Ooh, that right?
You think, Ruby?
God, dying. That looks sick.
Like that.
That's not about
The Kraken.
rice. Oh shit! I need that.
Flipping you roofie.
Rupees from Ruby.
You would too.
Ooh, the green though.
Mm.
Right. Like, damn guys. When did you start making pens?
They've been years.
I had no idea that they made pens. Only thing that I knew from TI2 Designs was their carabiner.
The carabiners, they've also had pens.
They have
Like
a
the whole time.
minimalist wallet.
The wallets are
Oh,
newer.
shit.
The pens they've been doing for a
They
really
do
long
shit in
time.
brass?
But we just could never afford pens. I found out about TI2 pens like right shortly after I joined Hate Project.
I didn't know they made pens. The only
Yeah.
thing that I've ever known them to make was the carabiner.
And then so they teamed up with Hate Project on the carabiners.
I know.
And that's where I found out about the pens.
I need a
Sharing
wallet.
your slipping your roofie, sharing your toothbrush. Yeah.
It's not bad. I would rock that. I can only get so much. So what are you saying that dogs are aliens as well? You gonna say that cats are aliens?
Oh,
Even though they got that
the parasite.
parasite that's gonna make you love them more, which I also thought this was really cool. Proto Pack, Ghostbusters.
Nice.
It's a good design. Well, we know y'all well now. Might as well tell the fecal stories. What fecal stories? Like,
I love how you went back up real quick on that photo. You're like, wait.
I didn't know who that was. Sabrina.
Yeah.
It looks like a girl that's on TikTok that I cannot stand because she's batshit crazy.
People.
Fucking tea. Like, what? Why do you think there's fecal stories? God damn. I swear they do this shit on purpose just to make me go, oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn it, Bobby. So I have a precancerous condition. It's called ulcerative proctitis that makes me gotta poop a lot. There's your fecal story.
That's not yours. The snake has a corn eye.
I always told Dopey I would never mute him. Some people are testing my face.
And some things in our relationship are better left a mystery. I've never been in the bathroom while he's pooping. And he's never been in the bathroom when I'm pooping. So
Hell
like,
no. That's our special time.
I don't want to experience
I don't want you to.
that.
Half the time, I don't want to fucking experience it.
I'm like, some things in our relationship are better left as a mystery. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the fact that it's a precancerous condition is really worrisome for both of us. because like my grandpa had colon cancer and my mom had cancer, obviously. Just wasn't of the colon variety. So we keep an eye on it. I mostly take my medicine.
You go to get your colonoscopy.
I go to get my colonoscopies and I go see my colon doctor once a year. So got that shit down to once a year. He was so mad about it. He was like, definitely need to see you more. And I'm like, why? I come in, I tell you what's going on with my poop. You check me out. You said we're good. Once a year, you draw my blood. Let's just do this shit once a year. And if I have any other issues, I will let you know. He's like, it's my better judgment. Okay. Fuck off. I got you. I got my doctor's cell phone number. Like, I'll let you know if something's different. Shit hasn't changed.
Literally.
And the last colonoscopy I had, which was last year, they were like, whatever you're doing, keep it going. And I'm like, what did I say? What did I say? Literally said that to my doctor. I was like, what did I say? Bitch. He's like, fair enough. They wanted to put me on more medicine. I was like, no, give me less medicine. This shit's in check. Boom. Advocate for your own health. I do that. I had things going wrong before I went to the doctor. That's why I went to the doctor.
Yeah. Shit was funky. Literally and figuratively.
Shit was funky. And I was pooping like 3 times a day. And it wasn't good. I was like, oh.
Like how he said, too much info. Said too much info. I think
You asked. You asked about the poop. So I'm telling you about my poop.
I have nothing to report, so. But
her poops are normal.
But if I do tea, I'll let you know.
She knows way more about my pooping habits than anybody should. Because I have to go see a doctor.
It's okay. It's just payback for the time that I had to have that cyst removed. So.
Seen way more of you than any guy should ever have to see. Still fucking scarred.
That's how I knew.
You had a second butthole for a while.
That's how I knew. I was like, this is forever. Because, like.
Pack my hole. All right, I'm ready to go. Not that hole. Shit. Okay. Google. Google knows all. Mm-hmm. So does Zuckerberg. So is my agent at the NSA.
Yep.
Hey, Boo. How you doing?
That's why you're shadow banned.
Yep, exactly.
Link, what are you doing?
He doesn't know. So what I humbly request while I'm on this platform on YouTube, if my NSA agent could just send me a Christmas card so I know who you are, like put a name to the face, like that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it.
Well, it's just common courtesy.
Common courtesy. You watch everything I fucking do anyways. Let me know who you are. Maybe I'll send your Christmas card back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we become friends.
Pen pals.
Like, oh, it's fine. John's watching everything I do, so it's totally cool. Or whatever the fucking name is.
Frank.
Yeah, fine.
You're gonna get the tape stuck to you.
Is that good? Here's the fucked up part. So what if NSA has infiltrated more than just the internet? Mm-hmm. What if they're watching us through our pets?
Like all of our pets are actually like robots.
Not necessarily robots, but like nanotech. They don't even know it. They're like,
They have like cameras in their eyes.
not necessarily.
Well, good luck because this is what they got.
Doofy son of a bitch. They're like, God damn it. But if that's the case, then it doesn't matter if our camera's turned on or off because they've seen way more than any person should see.
Mm-hmm.
Way more. He's like, shut up, bro. Shut up.
Of course, he's snoring. Passed out. A dog back there is passed out, but he's snoring. So.
I always go to sleep super fast. I'm super jealous about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, powering down. Out. And I'm like, I'm be like that. It hits the pillow. Pass the fuck out. Good day.
But they also wake up.
This is also true. You guys are so quiet. The damn delay. I wouldn't be mad about that.
Mm.
Well, I mean, we're both friends, so I can say interesting. My old employee.
Mm-hmm.
What? What is that? That's where the ping pong tables were, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Well, I guess everybody's being quiet.
You always be so quiet, so talkative. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. He told me all that, and I was like, what the fuck? Beer Fest. What about Beer Fest? It's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make Weed Fest, but they better do it soon. think they're too busy with Tacoma FD, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
What? What does that have to do with Beer Fest? It's so random, T. And I appreciate that it's about just. It's so fucking random. Will you do me a favor?
Mhm.
Will you go heat up my fries and burger?
Mhm. Put it on that.
Just right there. All right, good enough. It's in the vicinity of my stomach. Nothing. Someone said ping pong or some shit. Sure. I gotcha. I gotcha. No, yeah. So the college that we used to go to, Murray State University in Murray, Kentucky. I was going through Facebook and I follow them. So now they have an esports lounge in the first floor of the Curra Center, which the first floor of the Curra Center is where we used to play ping pong when we were first going to college. So it was like they probably got rid of the ping pong tables and put in that esports lounge for people that like to play on computers and shit. So that's all I was saying about the ping pong. Fair enough. Good catch. Well, guys, I love you. Glad we could hang out for 3 hours and 30 minutes, but 1 o'clock in the morning, we got to call it. We'll see y'all next weekend, and hopefully next Friday or Saturday I'll do some drawing and knife design. So, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out with us, even though we were super late. I love y'all. Deuces.